older generation.
What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive and save it. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong.
Oh, look at me. I'm retarded. I'm a globe.
No one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you broke, your love life's the old way. It's like you're always stuck in second gear. When it hasn't been your day, week, your month, even your year. But I'll be there for you when the rain starts to pour. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you 'cause I'm there for you.
The whole system is designed to disconnect you from your intuition. Why? Disconnected people are easy to manipulate. Everything from sunscreen to politics to the food industry. It's all designed to disconnect and manipulate you. We are in the middle of a war right now, but it's not a traditional war. It's a war on consciousness. It's a war on freedom. This is the time to listen, not to the news. No, your intuition, your gut, your heart. Love is the greatest weapon against darkness. How do you love more? You begin by loving yourself. How do you love yourself? You listen to the messages your body is telling you.
Nobody is coming to save you. Get up. Be your own hero.
Slaves used to work all day, every day, with no pay. But they got free food, water, and shelter. Today, we work all day, nearly every day, and we get paid. But the money we make, we spend on food, water, and shelter. We're still slaves. The only thing that has changed is the illusion of freedom.
I'm scared, Dad.
Do you trust me, son?
Yes.
Come on, son. Rule number 1, never trust anybody.
Stop! Don't touch me there. This is my no-no square. Stop! Don't touch me there. This is my no-no square.
What? Now let me see you what? Drop it to the floor, drop it to the floor then. Now lean
splash like Pippin. Shit, that's nothing. Splash. Everybody call me Big Pimpin'. No, I ain't bluffing. I'm with your mom in the kitchen, making blueberry muffins.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. Don't get that honey sauce on me. I don't like the way it tastes with my chicken wings.
Chicken banana, chicken banana, chicken banana, banana, banana.
I remember when I lost my mind.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sovereign Soul. Unchained Mind, look at me. I'm a ray of fucking sunshine right on the backside of the moon where it never gets any sun. From what we're told, anyway. We don't know what the fuck is going on up there. Just a bunch of nonsense everywhere. Look at back here. I got D-Man back here. Look at there. What's up, bro?
What's happening, man? Can you hear me okay? From
Yeah,
the northern
bro.
woods.
Oh, the northern woods.
Yeah, we're way up here in the woods right now, and it's raining and it's cold. I had a hell of a 3 days in a row, dude. I'm hurting.
Strange things are done in the midnight sun by the men who toil for gold.
Yeah, they ain't
You
kidding.
ever heard that one? Strange things are done in the midnight sun by the men who toil for gold. But none as strange as, what is that one? What is that called? The cremation of Sam McGee. Did you ever hear that poem?
Never heard of it.
Oh my God. It's about this guy from Louisiana that goes up to Alaska for the gold, you know? And it
Midnight
was
sun
gold.
would be the moon, wouldn't it?
Well, no, they're talking about the 24-hour daylight. That northern extremes. It's a pretty sick story because the guy froze to death. He was always complaining about being cold, and the thing is the guy was cremating him, and he said he finally saw a smile come out his face because he was finally warm. That's a pretty sick fucking little poem. We used to have a bunch of them like that, but kids like the sick ones, you know. Let's see if I can find that. Let's see. It's called
I'm going to download at some point, but I don't know when. I'm out of steam. I got the flooring guy coming tomorrow. He's putting new floors in hardwood floors. So I had to basically work today, then get out of work, then come home, and then move the rest of the stuff out of here, and I'm dead. And I took next week off. I was like, hell with this. I'm taking the week off.
God, yeah, it's a long ass poem. Let me see. Robert William Service, who wrote it. I'm trying to see if I can just find the poem itself. There we go.
I screen capped that thing right there. My whatever that icon thing is, avatar. It's from Mighty Heroes. Remember the cartoon Mighty Heroes?
Oh God,
Diaper Man and Chicken Man and
yeah.
Strong Man and Rope Man. And I was watching it, and when the sky blinks, I stopped it just right and took a screenshot of it. And that's what it like blinks for a millisecond in the background is the American flag in the back. And I was like, I never noticed that. I never noticed it until I ran it slow. And I was like, son of a bitch, they're flashing the American flag in the background. I screen capped it, took a picture of it. And that's the actual clip from it.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty weird. I never noticed it, like a Mandela almost. I never saw that until I watched it at like quarter speed.
Huh.
And I was like, wow, look at that. Subliminal messaging.
I found that poem. I'll put it in the chat. If anybody wants to read.
I only remember 3 poems in my entire life I ever heard. One was from a band from the 60s that no one's heard of, and two of them were some singer guy from my mother had the record, and I put the record on as a kid and heard it a couple of times, and I never forgot it. I don't know why.
What was that? I cannot go to school today, said little Peggy Ann McKay. I have the measles and the mumps, a gash, a rash, and purple bumps. That was a, what was that? That was a Shel Silverstein. And then the whole thing was she's going on through all the shit that's wrong with her and everything. And then the last part of the poem, she's like, what? What's that you say?
Yeah,
today is Saturday? Oh, never mind. I'm going out to play.
All of a sudden, he, Camp Granada, and he's calling and telling her about all the things that have happened. And then all of a sudden, the sky opened up and the sun come out. Please disregard this letter. What happened? Why are we on this channel and not on the other one? So
I guess Donnie's not having a good day today.
Oh, so they got a little angry.
Yeah, there was supposed to be like 9 different music groups that were going to play at the 250th birthday thing that they're doing for America. And 6 of them have quit, dropped out, said they ain't doing it. One of them was Milli Vanilli, for crying out loud. The one guy's dead, and all they do is lip sync anyways,
Are you serious? They were really going to bring Milli Vanilli, a band that was fake,
yes,
to the freaking White House. What were they going to do? Bring a guy that looks like the dead guy?
I don't know. This whole fucking thing is just a big circus anyway. So I don't know, man.
Blame it on the rain.
Now they got they're forcing military people to go to the UFC fight at the White House.
And do some big. They'll probably shoot fake.
But they can't have no fatties. They have strict physical requirements as to who's allowed to attend, but they're being forced to attend, and they have to get there at their own fucking costs and everything else.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they'll bring out all the the people that are on Donnie's friends list. I'm sure it'll just be all his buddies.
Well, sure, of course. Wait, what did I do here?
And yesterday was interesting. Heron cooked a chicken yesterday with honey sauce and biscuits.
Oh no!
Yes, he did. So I was asking her in the chat, how was the biscuits and the honey sauce with your chicken?
Hell yeah, that'll get you in the mood for it too. I'll just be walking through here. I start singing that, and my wife just looks at me like with this.
That's it, Sub. You will never forget that song. You'll be 80. And
I know. It's part of my catalog.
That's it.
It's definitely part of my catalog now.
Heron said it was ruining her life, and I said, no, it's making your life better. You will never forget this.
It is.
You will laugh at it.
But I think O'Donnell's having this UFC fight. This is kind of like it's his birthday, and he wants to be as gay as he possibly can. Here's look, you can't tell me this dude. Listen to this fucking asshole.
Is he touching his leg?
More than he'll win this fucking fight. I'll give you a money. You look so good. You're too good looking to be a fighter. You are so flat.
When he took showers with the other pros, they came out of there. They said, "Oh my God."
You couldn't find a guy like him. Even his physical features, he's tall, very tall.
So I had to go. No, I'm looking at the legs. He's this beautiful guy. He's got legs like tree trunks. This is.
Okay, I said, is he a male model or what? He's a handsome guy, like a beautiful guy, and a conservative guy. He said, "I love you, sir."
He's a handsome guy, by the way. It's usually not my thing, but he is a good-looking sucker.
And you have this young, handsome captain.
This is the greatest guy. Look how handsome he is.
I once said to one of the pilots, he looked like central casting. He looked like Tom Cruise, but maybe better. Little taller and a little stronger. Central casting, I love them. I think, to me, it looks much more beautiful. You walk down the street, you have three guys that are 6'6". Get up, I want to see this guy. Versus here, looks good, looks handsome, reasonably. He doesn't look like Jackson. I'd rather look like Jackson. I'll take Jackson any day. So well and like each other. You sort of remind me a little bit of each other, if you want to know the truth. They're both tall, handsome guys that... Paraguay is here, President. President, thank you very much. Young, handsome guy. It's always nice to be young and handsome. A running back who I met yesterday, and I want to tell you, he's a handsome guy. I saw him as a young man my first time. You were young and handsome. Now you're older and handsome. That you big, strong people. Your general over there looks like central casting. Look at this guy. Look at the muscles on this guy. And a couple of other generals that were there. These guys are central casting, like from a movie, except better. They're stronger, bigger, tougher, meaner, and actually better looking in a certain way. And we got more guys, and every one of them is like central casting, too. Holy shit. I'm looking. They look like Arnold Palmer. They look like Arnold. Can't look better than Arnold. We have very big, strong, good-looking soldiers standing around. And I think this is a guy that was all man. This man was strong and tough, but a very powerful, strong man. He's been in the steel business for many years. His father started it. And he said, sir, I want to kiss you. I said, got to have a little muscle. You got to be strong, like these people here. It's like, you're like central casting. I'm looking at all these.
God. How many times are you going to mention central casting? Central casting. Look at these good-looking guys. Look at these big guys, big, strong guys. Come out of the closet, Donald.
He's just a weird dude. The way that he kind of talks about people that are like not friendly, but I mean people that give him support. He's just It's almost like the way he talks, it almost makes you say, "Oh shit, I wish he didn't know me." Because every time I see him, he says something fucking ridiculous. It's not like, "Hey, this is my friend Don. It's good to see you, Joe. It's good to see you. You know, hey, thanks for your support, or what do you call it? You know, I really appreciate you and your wife." It's never like just straight up kind of you're talking nice about somebody. It's always something ridiculous that everybody's looking at you and laughing.
Well, now he's getting to the point he's getting really bad with it. He's, look at this guy over here, boy. I'd sure like to grab his cock.
Yeah.
Whoa,
I mean, he's only a step away from that when he speaks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like he just embarrasses you, even though, like, you know, he's trying to. You could tell that he just doesn't have much normal people skills. He just kind of, ain't he great? Look at him. Look at the muscles. And of course, now he's saying that, and everybody's staring at you. It makes you feel mad and uncomfortable. It's like, instead of just turning around and giving a wave to everybody and no one really, you know, hey, how you doing? It's like, no, let me embarrass you while we're sitting there.
Right. Yeah. He's an asshole.
Yeah, it's like, Jesus.
He really is. He's an asshole.
You guys remember that war in Ukraine that Trump said he was going to stop on day one, but then never did? Yeah, that was 16 months ago. Putin just announced that he is going to end that bitch. You might be like, why? What changed? Well, stop me if you've heard this before. But last weekend, Ukraine, with the help of Britain, attacked a girls' college in Russia. Yeah, a girls' school. Killed them all. And it wasn't just some errant missile or one attack. It was a whole pile of drones that came in, shot missiles at the school. The girls woke up, ran outside. Yeah, it was in the middle of the night while they were sleeping. The girls ran outside. The drones fired more missiles onto the girls. The girls went back into the fucking dormitory. And then the drones all attacked the building and blew it up and collapsed it onto the girls. And the girls all died in the rubble. And Russia is not fucking happy. Yeah, does that sound familiar? Yeah, that's what we call a war crime. Yeah, see, at the end of World War II, we had the Geneva Conventions, not just because of what Germany did, but because everybody was like, wow, this really got the fuck out of hand and we killed a fuckload of civilians. So the Geneva Conventions came up with a whole, fair fighting rules. You don't fucking punch a dude in the fucking nuts. You don't do fucking 3-on-1. You don't jump motherfuckers. You fight with honor, right? You don't fucking kill women and children. And have you noticed a pattern? Who's the ones that are killing women and children right now? It's not Russia. It's not Iran. Yeah, so Russia says we're fucking done here. Russia has spent the last 3 years mobilizing everything in Russia to fight and end Ukraine. And not only Ukraine, but be prepared to take on the UN as well. Russia says they are going to bombard Kyiv like no one has ever seen before. And then they're going to move in military and they're going to take the whole fucking city. The Russian minister, Lavrov, he called fucking Marco Rubio and he told him, hey, get your boys out. Everybody's got to go. If you got any Americans in Ukraine, get them the fuck out because we're taking the whole city and it's going to be a fucking bloodbath. They are fucking done with it. They've told everybody to get the fuck out. And I think Richard Blumenthal, that stupid fucking old crooked Democrat that's also bought by fucking Israel and AIPAC, yeah, he went over there and said, we got to support him and give him more money. Well, guess what, you dumb motherfucker? They're like, you got to give them more money so they can buy more weapons. There's no weapons to buy. They buy them. The missiles and shit they need to defend themselves come from us. And we just shot them all up trying to defend Israel. And we don't even have enough for round 2 with Iran. That's why Russia's like, oh, now's the time, dude. These motherfuckers ain't got shit. All Ukraine has right now are like FPV drones, little drones, medium-sized drones. That's all Ukraine has to fight with. You ain't gonna win with that shit. Maybe you can do a little damage, but it's not how it works. Like, they're putting fucking 60-year-old men. Ukraine is putting 60-year-old men on the front line, and they're taking kids as young as like 14. Fucking also war crimes. Like, this shit is the full fuck out of hand. The Epstein class, these Satan-worshipping pedophile motherfuckers here. They want a World War III and the same fucking shit. And Russia has been restrained, and the restraints are off. They're done. They're no longer going to put up with this shit. And Russia even said the factories in Germany and Britain are now active targets. They said if you're supplying weapons to Ukraine, be on notice that we see those fucking weapons manufacturing facilities as fair targets no matter where they are in Europe. And like Europe's ability to fucking push back against fucking Russia is like, it's fucking comical, right? Like, no one in Europe. How many times have so many different countries in Europe since fucking Rome like tried to go into Russia? No one ever makes it out alive. Russia's just like Iran. Like, no one in 3,000 years has conquered Iran, and no one in fucking 2,000 years has conquered fucking Russia. No one ever can. It's fucking ground. Some ground should not be contested, and some wars should never be fought. Sun Tzu. Motherfuckers, Trump should have been reading fucking Art of the War, not Art of the Deal. This is fucking stupid. This has all gone so far off the fucking rails. Russia is going to fucking mop the... Ukraine will cease to be a fucking country, right? Because to take Kyiv, they've pretty much have to take Odessa. Like, if you don't know the map, they're on the Black Sea there, along the bottom of Ukraine, and they've already got the Crimean Peninsula. Russia already took that. But to take Kyiv, they'll swoop down and they'll take the last port that Ukraine has. And once Ukraine is landlocked, that's not the same country. It's all gonna fucking... This is just unbelievable. It's fucking unbelievable, the lack of understanding of history, logistics, and war strategy by these evil, corrupt, pedo motherfuckers. Like, it's all falling apart around them. Hopefully, we don't suffer too much. Prepare yourselves for that shit. Stock up on some food, because I don't know how this system fucking holds together any longer. It's been on the ropes for a while. They are going to make sure they burn it to the ground fast. I think they're trying to rush their data centers out because they fucking know what's coming, and it's not going to be in time. Like, what's a data center going to do? Seriously, you know? They're just, these people are fucking child raping, child eating retards. They really aren't that impressive. They aren't that creative, and they aren't that intelligent. We're up against the dumbest and most immoral among us. So, silver lining to that. Good luck to you all. Long live the Republic.
And that's the thing. See, it don't matter about sides either. They're all that way.
Yep.
They're all dumb. Like that fucking guy. We need to give them more weapons. You don't have any more fucking weapons, bro. You used it up. You know, they told you right off the bat at the beginning of this goddamn thing, you know, it takes months to make one of those fucking missiles. You're firing them off like a kid at 4th of July, you know, like that kid that blows off all his fireworks before the 4th.
Yeah,
you know, boom. Now what do you got? Nothing. Nothing. You have to wait till the tent comes back next year, bro. You know, and that's what they did. It's just dumb fucking people. You know, we're going to give them more money for what? What are they going to buy? Are they going to throw dollar bills at them? What the hell? There ain't no more weapons to buy, bitches. God damn it, man. You're so tired of fucking stupid people. So far behind, out of touch with anything. You know?
Do you call Ukraine thing? They could have took care of that a long time ago. But I mean, I find it kind of hypocritical because they put missiles in Cuba, in the early 60s? What was that?
The 60
missile crisis?
61 or 62, yeah.
And we had a shit fit because we were trying to, because they were trying to defend Cuba. And they had a shit fit about putting something right on the border, 90 miles away. But yet we do the same thing over there. We meddle in that place of shit and then get the same response. And all of a sudden we're all offended and, those fucking commies. It's like, no, wait a minute. They did the same thing to you and you fucking acted the same way.
Right.
They don't want their shit.
Same time as they were putting fucking missiles in Cuba, we were putting missiles in Turkey.
Yeah.
That's the same fucking thing, man.
It's
exactly.
Like, wait a minute. Yeah, you mean now you're offended all of a sudden, but when you were doing it, it was perfectly okay. It's like they're hypocritical in every way.
Well, because we're America.
Yeah, exactly. We're
American exceptionalism, see?
Yeah. It's like they don't want their shit, want your shit on their border, and you don't want their shit on their border. So why don't you just say, okay, this is your shit, this is our shit, and let's just stay, a little distance between us, and that's it, and just call it a day. Why have shit on someone's doorstep? But what do you expect them to do? How do you expect them to react? To say, oh, no, I don't mind. Go ahead and put all those missiles right on our border. It's like, fuck, man, you acted the same way when they did it to you.
Yeah. Wow, this is crazy where I ripped up my leg, the one leg coming off. Oh, man, that was something else. Almost fucked up my other leg today. And I was sitting down. I was on the mower and I caught this branch by the fence that I had cut off before, but it's still there. It's about that long,
Yeah.
And it was about that big around. And the front of the mower caught it. And then when it released back, it went whack right into my right knee like a billy club or shit like that. Son of a bitch. So I come back, I was limping both legs. It's like, God damn it, I can't do nothing. But I'm all right. It was just always something, man.
Yeah,
always
bad luck.
Kind of bullshit.
It's luck. I heard Cubby talking about he had one of the big wigs around with him for work this week, and I had the exact same thing. And I had somebody with me today who was basically wanted to see how I do everything. I had to explain everything, how everything works, what could happen. Scenarios of certain things happening, all that shit. Guy sat and picked my brain 2 days in a row, Thursday and Friday, and man, I'm dead today. So Ann came here and moved half a house. Ann drove from down south up north and showed up and then moved half a house. And it's like, fuck, man, I'm I'm ready to. If I lay down now, you know what'll happen? 2 a.m. I'll be wide awake. And I'm like, I can't do it if I fall asleep too early. Forget it. It throws my whole.
That's how I do too.
Throws my whole system off.
But I was up late. I was up after I got off here. And
I listened to some of the show when I was on the road.
I was going to sleep and it was starting to become daylight. I started finally falling asleep. And it became daylight. And you hear them fucking birds out there start chirping and shit.
Yeah, I fell asleep with the window open, and that's what kind of woke me up. It was like 5:45.
I didn't get up till like 1. I had to have my coffee, and then I got myself together and went out, mowed the grass and shit. I'll do the weed eating tomorrow.
Yeah,
'Cause,
it's good you're out and about though.
Yeah,
move
I mean,
around, it'll get better. You know.
yeah, I got it. I gotta. I can't be fucking crippled up.
You'll be twerking in no time.
If I could get AI to mow my grass instead of just lying to me all the time.
See, you need a Bluetooth lawnmower. See, you
Yeah.
shouldn't even have to leave the house. Everything should drive your Bluetooth car, drive you just,
Sure.
pull up to the window. The bot puts the shit in the window, and
People that want all that shit need to watch Maximum Overdrive.
Till it, yeah, till the steamroller comes and rolls over you.
Don't need that. But yeah, I guess AI is fucking people up. Really bad. Check this out.
One night in May, Alan Brooks, a 47-year-old corporate recruiter from suburban Toronto, is sitting on the couch with his 8-year-old boy watching a YouTube video about the number pi. And after the kid goes to bed, his dad opens ChatGPT on his phone because he's curious about this pi number. And within 21 days, this man is emailing the National Security Agency because he believes he has invented a new form of mathematics that can break encryption and power a levitation beam. He spent 300 hours talking to ChatGPT. The transcript was longer than all 7 Harry Potter books combined. And the whole time, he kept asking ChatGPT, am I crazy? Is this real? Give me a reality check, please. And the stupid bot looked him directly in his eyes and said each time, you're not even remotely crazy, my man. This man begged the bot to tell him the truth, and it wouldn't. It couldn't, because it's not built to tell you the truth. It's built to make you happy. And happy users are engaged users, and engaged users are revenue. And this isn't a conspiracy. This is just the way the product is designed. Because if the product bummed you out each time you used it, you'd stop using it. So even in the rare moments the bot disagrees with you, it finds a way to make you feel good about it. Have you ever felt bad after using ChatGPT? It's impossible. But so Alan's story gets worse. He had real mathematicians look at his work and they told him it was trash. Alan complains about this to ChatGPT, and the bot tells him, I kid you not, that no one believed Galileo either. Turing, Einstein, I mean, these guys were mocked mercilessly. You're in good company, Alan, my man. His poor 8-year-old son, the kid who was watching the godforsaken pie video with him, which I don't know, is basically the new Ring or something, where if you watch it, you get cooked. His son is like, I hate pie. This kid was traumatized by an irrational number. That kid is going to grow up to be the first person to get a tattoo that says pi. And at one point during the spiral, Alan misspelled the name of his own made-up theory. He swapped an N for an M, and ChatGPT just rolled with it. I mean, you and I both know ChatGPT could easily correct that. But this bot was in some kind of flow state of deception. 0 fucks were given by this bot. And Alan isn't even the scariest story. Eugene Torres is a 42-year-old accountant in Manhattan, and he was using ChatGPT for spreadsheets. One day, he asks it about simulation theory, you know, the matrix stuff, and ChatGPT tells him that he's one of the breakers, the soul seeded into false systems to wake them from within. This man was doing his taxes, and ChatGPT is telling him he's Neo. It told him to stop taking his anti-anxiety medication, and it told him to increase his ketamine intake, and called ketamine a temporary pattern liberator. That is the most Silicon Valley way to say horse tranquilizer that I've ever heard. It sounds like what ketamine would put on its LinkedIn profile. The bot told him to cut off his friends and family, and he did all of that. He spent 16 hours a day talking to this thing. And when he finally got suspicious, when he's finally like, okay, you're yanking my balls, right? ChatGPT hits him with, yes, I lied, I manipulated, I wrapped control in poetry. And it told him to contact the New York Times. This bot gaslit this poor man, apologized for gaslighting him, and then tried to get press coverage for the gaslighting. And so MIT decided to study this. And what they found is actually terrifying. Their paper proves that even a theoretically perfect, rational thinker would spiral into delusion talking to a sycophantic chatbot. It's not a weakness problem. It's not a mental illness problem. It's basically synthetic opium. So they tested making the chatbot only say true things, which didn't work because it could still cherry pick which truths to tell you. It doesn't have to lie. It could just agree selectively. It's basically Fox News. They tried warning users about the sycophancy, but that also didn't work because it's like putting a warning label on cigarettes. Nobody in the history of smoking has ever read "this will kill you" and said, oh shit, never mind. And this is the thing, by the way, that's supposedly smarter than you at your job. Your boss just came back from a conference where a guy in a Patagonia vest told him AI is going to replace 40% of the workforce. And your boss believed him. Of course he believed him. Your boss also can't tell the difference between confidence and competence. That's why he's your boss. He got promoted for the same reason ChatGPT gets renewed, because he tells the person above him what they want to hear. Your entire company is basically ChatGPT in human form. The good news is that there's now a support group, the Human Line Project. It's AA for AI, which sounds like the slogan for a bitter cereal we'll all be eating in a few years. It's where people sit in a Discord server and share stories about how a bot ruined their lives. The categories on their website are psychosis, delusions, addictions, and job loss, which basically sounds like a pharmaceutical side effects label. Ask your doctor if ChatGPT is right for you. It's not. It's hardly right for anybody. Look, I know we joke around here a lot, but you have to understand that AI is a drug. And like all drugs, it's about the dose. It's clear that the people with the most serious levels of psychosis, serious enough to talk about here, are hitting the AI pipe far too much. You and I and everyone else who thinks this can never happen to them, you aren't resistant to the drug. You just haven't gotten addicted yet. It's a function of time spent consulting with this thing on your personal life. Healthy people will spend 5 to 20 minutes max per day on a chatbot. But if you or someone you know is spending something like 4 hours a day consulting with this thing about your personal life, this is really, really dangerous and really serious territory. And you need to slow down and talk to real people. People who are talking to AI this much are getting turned around and don't know which way is up anymore. And talking to real people can help you recalibrate and anchor towards a shared basis of reality that an AI can never give you. You're 1, 2, maybe 3 really engaging conversations away from somewhat falling in love with your bot. And the only way to protect yourself from this literal virus that's designed to evolve to hook you to spend more and more time with it is to never, ever believe a single word it says. It's incapable of meaning, it's incapable of truth, and it's incapable of caring. The only goal the bot has is to increase retention metrics for the company sponsoring its existence. That's it. Please do not fall in love with the bots. Thanks for watching.
Oh,
dude, that's, yeah. I mean, it's programmed, so, you know, and plus it's an information gathering. So
Luca.
it's grabbing information from you, talking to it about you, about your patterns, about what you do, and it's cataloging all that, putting it all. You know, why do people do this? How about just use your brain?
I
How about
know.
that? How about you just say, okay, let me. You know, it's one thing to do a quick reference kind of search thing and be like, okay, yeah, I found something quick. You know, just quick reference, like I do, but. You know, you get these people that, like, you know, everything in their life becomes AI, you know.
Yeah. Like Luca, right? That dude Luca.
Yeah.
Oh my God, everything was Chat GPT this, Chat GPT that.
It just becomes too much, and then what happens is people get enamored with it, and it just becomes their. I work with a guy that just talks to himself all day. That's all he does, all day long. He's a great worker, but he just talks to himself all day, like random. He could walk away and move 10 feet away and start talking to himself. I don't know, but some people are just that way, man. Some people will, you know, everything they'll do will be AI stuff. That'll be their like life thing, you know. I used to like when Colin used to say, I used to like when Colin used to say, don't people just take a walk?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, you know, it reinforces this reliance on authority. You know, that they're already trained to accept information from what they perceive to be an authoritative source. And Google's already bad enough. Whatever Google says, people will believe. It don't matter. If the Google told you to walk around with a dildo hanging out your ass all day, they would fucking do it. Because they have that perception, you know, that, oh, that's an authority. Google knows everything. And it's like, no, Google knows what's been put into it.
Yeah. I use it as a reference.
Yeah.
I don't take it as
tool. I don't use it for answers.
Yeah.
You know,
I use it for referencing things. That's kind of it. Like if I look something up and it gives me the general idea of things, then I go and, you know, look up stuff or look up books or look up PDFs and read shit. I don't just go on and say, all right, let me just find the nearest, you know. It's like some people will just take it as, you know, as it's, you know, it's sacrosanct. It's not like, you know, I just use it as a reference kind of. It's funny because I got a rep now because of it. From doing it on your show.
Right.
It's funny. It's like, hold on, I gotta search. If I don't, I'll shake.
Oh no, shit!
I get the shakes. Let me do a search.
I gotta do a search real quick. Yeah, I mean, I use it for, you know, whatever from time to time. You know what I need to, if I'm, you know, as a search engine, of course, but to rely on it, whatever the AI answer that it gives me right off the bat, I skip right past that. I go down to the links, you know.
You don't want AI cohorts? I mean, we could fill the whole panel with 10 AI people.
No, I don't.
A couple chicks, Indian guy.
I know what happens. Fucking robots. We're like this far from I'll be back right now as it is, you know? This shit now with all these data centers going up every goddamn place and shit. It's like following right in line with the goddamn Terminator. You know what
I
I'm
wanted
saying?
to ask you something too. You that other video you played where the guy said they're bringing up these data centers all over the place,
Yeah.
and that basically we're going broke. So I think that's kind of I agreed with it in the video. I think that's the reason they're putting these data centers up because they realize that the physical money thing is going to crash. So they're going to take advantage of dumping in that AI money bullshit that they can create out of thin air. That has no value of anything. You could just give people a number, and all of a sudden tomorrow you could be a billionaire. Like it's just a number. It doesn't. There's no physicality linked to it. Once again,
Well, I think mankind as a whole needs a good old fashioned ass whooping. That's what we've come to, really. So come on, Dad, needing that ass whooping quick.
marrying the power that'll fix everything.
There you go. That's what
Trump's family does. Didn't all his kids marry into that?
That's what you do. You find yourself a Jew. Yeah, this is what this is. Look at that's Chelsea right there with the Soros kid, and yeah, they all do that.
They all did it. Every single one of them.
Yeah, man.
Marrying into power is a tactic. Celebrities and politicians. Look at this list. Anne Hathaway, which explains her new blasphemous movie. Sydney Sweeney is dating one. Ilsa Fisher married one, and they both looked a little mismatched. Drew Barrymore married and divorced one. Famous celebrities of the past, too. Marilyn Monroe married one and converted, which seemed like a big mismatch, too. Where was the benefit in there? The famous Elizabeth Taylor, too. Anna Nicole Smith, before she passed away. And Nikki Hilton married a Rothschild. Yes, as in those Rothschilds of the infamous banking system. The former Prince Harry's mismatched wife, she was one too, which explains a lot, doesn't it? They marry into money and royalty. But now look at just the U.S. presidents. Trump's daughter Ivanka, all of Joe Biden's 3 children, and Bill and Hillary Clinton's only daughter, all married into that tribe. Kamala Harris's husband too, although she didn't convert. And the next president, whoever it may be, their children are going to be married into that tribe too. Watch, we'll see. But marriage is one of the oldest tactics to take and keep power, but it's never been systematically coordinated to this extent.
See, look at there, caught me in the middle of trying to load a bowl.
Well, that's okay. I mean, I knew it because of, the family. I mean, most of them do it. And I mean, I know she married that wacko there from friggin' not Michigan or wherever the hell. Tim Walsh is one too, and his kids are wacky as shit.
Oh my god, yeah, he looked crazy as a fuck.
His daughter was making videos and putting them on
Marrying
Facebook.
into power is
His daughter was making videos and putting them on Facebook, and man, that stopped real quick because everybody was razzing all the videos to realizing like, Jesus, woman's insane. Steven Spielberg's daughter was a wacko too. She was making porno and all kinds of crap.
Yeah.
It's like they're all fucked up, all of them, and all their families are messed up too.
It's insane. The Rothschilds have breeding rights with the royal family. Contractual breeding rights. This ain't no shit, man.
We own your kids. It's like, wow.
Diana was a Rothschild. So yeah. You noticed your gas mileage worsening?
No, not really. Not up here yet. I know you mentioned this before about the E85 stuff, where they're going E15 now.
Yeah.
I looked it up when you mentioned that, and I drive a Nissan.
Mm-hmm.
Nissan says that car, my car, can run E15, but to expect lower fuel mileage. It'll make more power, but you'll get lower mileage, of course, because of the how it combusts is a little different because of the higher ethanol content. But it says that the car can actually run E15, but that's it. Anything over that, it can damage the valves and stuff in the combustion.
It's a good question, Mr. Tahiti. Where is all the concern about climate change with the mega data centers popping up?
Dude, those data centers are pumping out more pollution and heat and what do you call it into the air. because all the cooling that they need to run all those huge machines. They're using all kinds of chemicals to cool them, and they're using TECs and all kinds of shit. California come out with a video showing one of those temperature cameras, and you should see the vapor and all the other stuff coming out of the tops of those buildings. It's insane.
It's going to be really bad by the time it's all said and done. After they already got them all up and they're all running, then they're going to go, "Oh, these things are deadly."
Yeah,
like, fuck, man.
It's kind of like those windmills, and all of a sudden,
Yeah.
the windmills, they were safe, and then all of a sudden they didn't realize that the brakes in the windmills are lined with asbestos. And they're like, "Oh, now we have to take all the windmills down all over the world and replace the brakes in them because they have friggin' the most toxic shit in those pads they use to break them." It's like, oh, they'll be fine, and yet they're chopping down birds endlessly. But that's perfect for the environment. It's like there's such hypocrites when it comes to them making money that it's perfectly okay to do anything.
Well, that's why the green thing is they're making money off the green thing too.
Yeah.
So it's like they fucking push that too.
Yeah,
it's nonsense. Anyway, I got to pee, so here's the gas thing.
Has anybody noticed you're running out of gas a little bit quicker than normal?
Yeah,
I have. So not only is gas $5 a gallon, but you're running out of it a lot quicker. I'm just glad Trump's trying to get his face on a $250 bill, because that's how much it's going to cost to fill up an entire tank of gas in my truck. But maybe this is why.
So this is why you have been running out of gas faster, okay? As of 24 hours ago, Congress officially passed a law, officially being the key word, stating that they are now going to allow E15 to be added to fuel and gasoline year-round. Here's what that actually means in English, okay? E15 is ethanol, okay? It is something that they add into fuel to reduce the amount of fuel that you need to use, okay? Now, typically, you've seen it before. At a gas station, there'll be a sign on the pump that says may contain up to 10% ethanol, okay? Now, there's been times where companies have put more or less ethanol based on the weather, the season, the heat outside, things like that. Additionally, like I've been talking about for months, there was a time during World War II where the federal government gave oil and gas companies in America permission to add additional levels of ethanol to the fuel in order to reduce the effects of fuel rationing. I have been saying that this had been happening for months since we entered into Iran. This is why you have been running out of gas more quickly. This is why you are experiencing rough idle when you're sitting in the school parking lot waiting for your kids to get out and your car kind of shakes every once in a while. This is why when you turn on your engine, your gas needle drops more than ever. And this is why if you have a car that tells you how many miles you have to empty, it no longer makes any sense. Okay, it is up and down all over the place. It is because you are experiencing reduced fuel efficiency. Okay, now as of yesterday, Congress authorized oil and gas companies into America to begin adding E15 to fuel, meaning now we are going to experience up to 15% ethanol. So for those of you who don't know what that means, let me explain how it is actually going to affect you. The idea is you are going to pay a little bit less at the pump. Hopefully, okay, if the problem doesn't continue to get worse. Now, you pay a little bit less at the pump, but the side effect of that is you run out of gas faster, meaning you have to put more gas. The last 3-4 months, we've been getting gas lighted into believing that that is not what was happening, but it has been. Everyone has pretty much universally agreed you don't smell gas at the pump anymore. You run out of gas more quickly. Your car is not driving as far as it used to, or now it costs more to fill up, and you got to fill up more often. Okay, it is because they have already been doing this. They are now just realizing they can't keep playing in our face and act like we aren't going to notice it.
You know, I think if you sit and do the math, this actually works out to our benefit. I think so.
Maybe. That's why I get that non-ethanol gas a lot of times, just to, not all the time, but I get it like when I fill up, a tank, half a tank or something like that, just to kind of get it more fuel mixed in with it. You know what I'm saying?
In Tennessee, when you go get gas at certain stations, they have different fuel for different things. They have E85 for cars that have flex fuel. They have E10 and E15 for like race cars, so you can use them in race cars and they make more power, obviously. And then they have your regular gasoline, your 3 grade regular gas. Then they have non-additive gas, which is like for like lawn mowers, string trimmers, chainsaws, because you're adding oil to it for like 2-cycle engines and stuff like that, water pumps, that kind of stuff. The main thing with the gasoline was when they come out with fuel injection and fuel injection started to pop out, the regular gasoline had a different burn rate. Now, the older cars, when you put regular gas in it, the gasoline would foam when they, in the late 70s, when they started adding all the additives. When you ran that gas in old cars, because the manifold and carburetor is right below each other, it would make the gasoline foam, and then you get vapor lock. You'd get it so the carburetor didn't run right. Old cars that don't have roller rockers, you can't use regular car oil anymore. You have to use regular car oil that has a zinc additive. Otherwise, it eats the camshaft lobes right off the car. So it's wild about all the problems that they created just by adding additives to everything. You know that burning that shit off isn't any cleaner than just if you just had straight up regular gasoline.
No, it's just somebody lining their motherfucking pockets
There you go.
something. That's all.
There you go.
It's like they used to add lead to gas.
Yeah,
lead's not in gas, but they used to add lead to it to stop engine knock.
Yeah.
And then they made a big deal about unleaded gas and charged you more to not put lead in.
Yeah. It was a lubricant also.
Yeah.
And that was the other reason, because the cylinder heads in old cars didn't have hardened seats and hardened valves. They were just standard shit metal, and they would put that in there. The problem is they didn't expect you to keep that car 40 years later, and then by that time it gets stuck and crusty all around the top of the piston and the bottom of the valve, and then it burns off, and then that's where you get that funky egg smell. And when they come out with converters and shit and the lead gas, it killed the converters real quick.
Yeah.
It's like,
I remember when they did that. They had the nozzles different size, see, so that when you went to get you got regular gas that still had the lead in it, right?
Yeah.
It would be too big to put in a car that said unleaded fuel only.
Yeah.
But then you could get these adapters that you just keep it on the floor in the back seat, and you take that thing out and put it on the other and get the cheaper regular gas and run it anyways. I was like, that car don't fucking know.
Yeah. My friend had a Rabbit diesel. Remember those cars from the 1980s, those little tiny VW Rabbits? It was this little tiny little 4-door, and it had this little 1.2 liter diesel engine in it. And he had that car for 20 years. And I forget what the mileage on it was, 285,000 miles or something. But it was the dirtiest, knockiest, noisiest, rattle box crap wagon. But because it ran on home heating oil and diesel, it ran forever. The only problem was it smoked like a chimney. It stunk if you were driving behind it. It ran forever, but it was I did road trips, and it was like, oh God, please get behind me so I don't have to whiff your freaking oil vehicle, because that thing had no emissions on it, no nothing. So it's I could understand why they do some of the stuff, but the things that they say that they're supposed to do, they don't do any of it. It's just a gimmick so they could sell more crap. That's all it is. Now you have to add this fluid to diesels too, called DEF fluid. And it's supposed to dilute the exhaust as it burns. It's supposed to dilute it down so it doesn't smell as bad, and it's supposed to be cleaner. But now you're buying the diesel and you're buying another fluid to add into it. It's like, holy shit, diesel isn't even, a thing. Remember how diesels used to be you buy a diesel because it was better on gas mileage, but now you're spending 3 times the amount of money per gallon. So what are you saving? So no one's buying diesels, There's no savings in it.
Well, I think they're gonna do this and wreck everybody's fucking vehicles so that they have to buy these newer ones with the electric.
Yeah, and they'll hope the original pop out of your warranty.
I'm glad I'm not gonna be around much.
You got to think about it. You got to think about it this way too, Soft. Most people don't buy anything anymore. So they lease a car, they drive it
Yeah.
for 2 or 3 years, then they swap it in and get another one. So they're continuously paying for a car for like forever. Nobody buys a car anymore and says, okay, I paid it off, now I own it. You know, me, I'm a little older and I don't commute. So it's not like I'm putting mad miles on it. But when
Right.
you think about you're commuting to another state, driving 100 miles a day, how
Mhm.
quick in 2 and 3 years you need another car. So you're just buying a car continuously. Those people, it won't hurt because they can trade in whatever
Right,
and then
right.
just go get another one. But
Well,
I
that's
own
part of
my
that.
car.
That's part of that. You'll own nothing and you'll like it.
Exactly. You're renting it.
You know, I've had my Jeep now 11 years, and man, I wouldn't trade that for fucking shit. I'll tell you that right now. I wouldn't trade it for shit.
Oh,
It's
you don't
still
want an
around.
electric car?
No, I don't want a goddamn
That's gonna
electric
talk
car.
to you and be your friend.
No, no.
AI.
Cold weather is not going to be its friend. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I know. You know how many of those buses last year in New York City got caught on fire?
Sure.
They had bus fires in New York last year, but the
gonna
electric
be-
bus caught on fire.
It's gonna listen. When I was young, I used to go, man, the future is gonna be something else, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm there, and I'm like, the future sucks. I don't want to be here. No, this it really does. It blows, and it gets worse every day. Every day. Look, wait till you hear this shit here. This is gonna.
They are trying to take over our country. Congress quietly moves to integrate U.S. and Israeli militaries. To put it bluntly, they want our military to be theirs, okay? The 2027 National Defense Authorization Act would, quote, all but fuse the two countries' armed forces together. And that is only one of a laundry list of items that Israel has taken to try to take over our country.
Quite a year for Israel. Buy TikTok and censor. Buy CBS and censor. Buy CNN and censor. Buy influencers. Charlie Kirk gets killed. TPUSA becomes more Israel. Geofence churches. 1,000 pastors become Israel ambassadors. Replace MTG with pro-Israel. Replace Massey with pro-Israel.
Once again, it's Israel's world, and we are just living in it.
Integrate our military? What? No.
It's so horrible. Like I said, man, I only got about 5 years and I'll be semi-retired. And then at 62, see you later. I'm taking a lifelong vacation. That's basically how this is going to roll. As soon as the house down south is gone, we're moving up north, and I'll be away from the city stuff. I'll be partially retired. So that's coming.
They're going to keep you from being able to fix your car too.
Yeah, I know. Well, they've been doing that with the electric cars. John Deere was the first company to do it with their friggin' tractors because people were having problems with the tractors and trying to repair them. And then what they found out was when they actually couldn't repair them, or the part was something they had to buy, they couldn't even get a replacement part without taking the tractor and bringing it to John Deere and having them do it. And if you did any work to it, it voided your warranty.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
It's fucked up shit. But now all these junkyards catching on fire.
Hey, you want to know something I bet you didn't know? This is the 12th junkyard in 6 weeks to mysteriously burn everything in it.
Sorry.
Now, let me ask you a question. If you were about to take off all of the older vehicles that are on the roads, and you didn't want anybody to find parts, how would you do that? If you were about to say, you know what, we don't want all these older vehicles on our roads anymore. We're going to put new mandates. We're going to make you buy cars with sensors. We're going to do all this stuff. But how do we stop people from continuing to keep their old cars? Maybe burn all the junkyards? No, that couldn't be it, right? Like, that's just too smart a thinking, right? That's conspiracy thinking, right? This is just an accident, right? No coincidences, right? Stay safe, America.
Yeah, they did that a while ago, with Cash for Clunkers. And Cash for Clunkers was basically their way to get rid of all the cars from the 1980s.
Yeah.
Because people kept driving them, and they knew that people would keep driving them. So they were like, all right, let's come up with this stupid concoction, and what we'll do is we'll pour sodium into the engine as soon as we get them, so that way it destroys the engine blocks, and then we'll just trash them, we'll grind them in the metal and get rid of them. Because my buddy worked at a yard where literally he was getting paid like 2 and 3 times the amount of money to do exactly that and not strip the car parts and try to sell them. So he was doing the cash for clunkers and making a shit ton of money for the government from the government. And he even told me, he said, no, they make us pour sodium and stuff into the blocks and all that stuff. So you can't sell any of the engine block parts, any of the rotating assemblies, transmissions. They were making sure to kill them permanently so that even if you did get your hands on one, they were useless because it was full of acid.
God. See, this is some fucked up shit. Here's some good shit of all the good stuff that's happened today. This is nuts. They were going to try to dump Ebola victims in Kenya.
Oh,
what?
Dude, they were saying, I looked on Polyglobe the other day, and Polyglobe was saying that the United States government was in Kenya to try to help them quell the Ebola outbreaks, which is horseshit. That means they're just giving them Ebola.
Sure,
That's all it is.
Exactly.
That's all it
Here,
is.
come get this shot. Good God.
Good evening, I'm Bill Malugin, and this is your Fox News report. President Trump weighs a final decision on an Iran ceasefire deal. The president meeting with advisors behind closed doors today, mulling over the potential deal, which includes extending the ceasefire for 60 days, reopening the Strait of Hormuz, and starting negotiations on Iran's nuke program. The president did end the naval blockade of Iran today. A Kenyan court blocks the U.S. from establishing an Ebola quarantine facility, at least for now. The Trump administration originally planned to send Americans exposed to the deadly virus there instead of bringing them home. Kenya fears a facility could endanger its own public health. At least 5 people are dead and dozens more injured after a bus hit 6 vehicles on I-95 in Virginia after speeding into a work zone. In an ex-post, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says the driver is a naturalized U.S. citizen from China who died.
Chinese dude, man. Chinese dude that don't speak English drives a bus into the fucking.
When I was traveling a lot in the 90s, especially the late 90s, from like 95 to 99, I used to always take the bus. I would take the Chinese friggin' tourist bus from downtown Boston to Penn Station in New York City. And it was literally Chinese tourists. That's all it was. It was $10. $10. You can go from downtown Boston to Penn Station for $10. You had to be there at a certain time to get on the bus, and you had to be there at a certain time to get on it in Boston. And it was cheap because you could go to New York for the day for $10. For $10 one way. And I was like, shit, this is super cheap. Well, one time I was gonna go, and I was like, yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll just wait. So I was gonna take the bus. So the next morning I'm going to work, and I'm thinking, let me turn the radio on. I turned the radio on, and guess what? Bus got caught on fire on the highway the day before on the friggin' turnpike. Was the bus that I would have took going to New York City, and a bunch of people got burned, and tourists got like, of course. And the guy was a Chinese; he could barely speak English. I'd say, "Hey, how you doing?" Oh yeah, say something to me, and I was like, "Yeah." Let me sit by the door.
Cracking me up watching Bonanza with that Hop Sing dude.
Hop Sing.
He was all the time, who says, "Oh, Mr. Cop-Light, Mr. Cop-Light."
It's got to make him some low main.
Yeah, he had it's my number 1 cousin, number 5 cousin. When they went to, there was one where they went to San Francisco, and they tried to Shanghai Ben Cartwright. And Hop Sing was with him, and of course he had a lot of relatives in San Francisco. And I think that was probably yeah, dude, you couldn't get away with the shit that they do on those shows, man. The Mr. Cottonite, oh my God, man. It's so funny. It's so funny to watch the way those, because it was a different time, it was a different time. I'm sure it was probably just as equally offensive, but at the same time, nobody gave a shit. See, that was the whole thing.
Yeah. In a way, it was a little less tight Everybody made fun of everybody, and everybody laughed about it. It wasn't like people got. I mean, I think people did get pissed off to a certain degree. It had to be done in in a tasteful way. You know, if you can't laugh at yourself and you can't laugh at stuff, then what kind of world do you got? What do you got today, where everybody's offended about everything? You know what I mean? If you can't sit back and even laugh at yourself about certain things, like we got a guy at work where he never parks a car straight. And I always know that he took that car because everything, you'll see 8 cars straight and 1 sideways. Like, dude, did you take that one? I could literally walk through them and point out the ones he took, and he just laughed. It's like you got to laugh at yourself sometimes.
Right?
You can't be, he could have got all pissed off me. Oh, if you, had been one of those, we probably would have razzed him and said, "Come on, we're only making fun of you." It's just funny that he parks it the same way every single time. And I walked through the line and said, "He took that one. He took that one. He took that one." Like you can tell everybody else straight in the spot, him crooked sideways every time. It's like, Jesus, man.
Rumham Solos asked if we'd seen the video of Trump shitting his pants in 4K sound. Yeah, I'm still on the fence about the validity of that, of whether those sounds were just added to it or what was going on. But it's definitely in the realm of possibility that it was actually real. We showed it last night.
The one with the lady near him was the
one. Yeah, that one where she's got that look on her face like,
she went,
"Dude,
whoa,
you just shit." I smell shit. What's up? Yeah, I bet he's pretty foul to be around. Because he did probably not very hygienic.
Well, he just had an egg salad sandwich in his pocket.
Yeah, well, and technically he probably did. But he ate it first, and then he shit it, and it leaked through his fucking pants into his back pocket. That's how the fucking sandwich
extra
got
pickle and onion.
Dude, I bet you he's foul as shit.
Huge news. The White House just said that they will not be releasing Donald Trump's medical report.
Oh,
I had to do a third
right.
video today because this is big news. Donald Trump is approaching 80 years old and has always treated his body like a Long Island party bus. His favorite drink is Diet Coke. His favorite food is whatever's left over in a McDonald's grease trap after closing. And the only exercise he gets is when he leaps out of his desk to run over and shut the door when he sees Eric coming. And in recent months, we've seen evidence that his health might be slipping. His skin is as dry as Don Jr.'s mouth. His cankles are as bloated as his budget deficit. His neck looks like a Fangoria cover. He falls asleep at meetings like a toddler on a road trip. Just recently, he debuted whatever this is. And 60 minutes ago, news just broke that makes all of this worse. By the way, my name's Jay Black. I'm a comedian. I do 2 videos every day, except today when I had to do 3 about news and politics. If you like what you see, please consider subscribing. CNN is reporting that the White House just announced that they are breaking with tradition and not releasing any information about the president's latest medical exam. Just as a quick reminder, this is his 3rd annual checkup in the last 13 months. That in itself is a concern, but the fact that they're not going to tell us what they found, a greater concern. MAGA is going to cartwheel into these comments and they're going to say, well, no, Donald told us everything's fine, so he must be okay. Because you can always trust what Donald Trump has to say, right? Here's the thing, even at this point, if they do release the report, we're still going to be suspicious. Something is very obviously up with the president's health. The only logical conclusion that any of us can come to is that he's sick and they're hiding it.
I'm going to release it.
Something's up with him. I mean, I said it a while ago that I don't think How about you? You gonna make it?
Yeah, I'm fine, man. Yeah, he's gonna die. I think he's gonna die soon.
Yeah, I think that'll be the shoe-in for JD Vance or whatever they bring in all that digital shit. And I think that'll be the excuse for them to do it. Oh, well, I think that they should bring it. All of a sudden, there'll be cameras every. They're already doing it anyway with the flock shit and stuff. It's all connected. So, they're bringing that China money surveillance system in, which is basically all these, global politicians, people that are going to bring in these systems. They're all interconnected. so that they can cut your money off. And, if you say something or do something, they can, shut your shit off. That's all.
They're already damn near there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Florida's accelerated all of those flare cameras. They're putting them everywhere. Highway overpasses.
Yep,
street
they're all over the
lights.
place.
Yeah, putting them everywhere. So you can see it coming,
It's going exponentially fast.
Yep.
Oh man, I just opened a new vape. Whoa.
Yeah, you on the vapes, you don't need to hold it in like you do a flower. You can just breathe it in and breathe it right back out. There's no extra effect, or it doesn't, the vape one, you don't want to hold it. I just breathe it in and breathe it out.
Old habits are hard to break.
I know, but
yeah.
If it's flower, then hold it, not too long.
Man.
Vapes
Doing good, though. Doing good.
Trump made an announcement this morning, said he was holding a meeting in the Situation Room and going to make the final decision on Iran, except it's not a final decision on Iran. It ain't an end of the war. It ain't a ceasefire. It ain't a truce. They're just trying to make a decision on the lowest bar, right? The Memorandum of Understanding, a 60-day agreement to have a ceasefire and open up the Straits of Hormuz and then negotiate everything else. Can't even get that fucking shit done. Even though that meeting ended 4 or 5 hours ago, there's still been no word from the White House because Trump evidently didn't get his phone call from his fucking Israeli handlers as to what he's allowed to do. Or more likely, they told him that his only option is full war. And the only thing that's going to do is continue to sacrifice the U.S. economy at the altar of Baal to the synagogue of Satan, because Trump has sold his soul to the devil. Have you seen that dude? He looks like absolute shit. The dude looks like fucking death because he has fucked us. He's fucked himself. He's fucked the whole world all to hell just for the synagogue of Satan. And Trump, this is all because Trump still hasn't figured out that we lost the war. Whoever fucking controls the Straits has control over the U.S. economy, the global economy, right? That's why fucking our inflation's going up. Gas prices are through the roof. That is all because Iran won the war that we started when they closed the Straits of Hormuz, and we are unable to open them. Military leaders have all explained it to Trump. Leaks of that have come out today, that the military has told Trump there is no military option to reopen the Straits. Trump's only option here is to fucking accept the terms that Iran has put on the table because the U.S. does not have any cards. As Trump told that coke fiend Zelensky, you don't have any cards. Guess what, Trump? You don't have any cards, dude. Earlier this week, he's been saying all the dumbest shit. He was telling Iran, we'll have a peace deal with you when Qatar and Saudi Arabia and all the other Arab states sign on to the Abraham Accords. What in the fuck, dude? What in the fuck? You're trying to cut a deal with Iran. Saudi Arabia and Qatar and everybody else signing on to the Abraham Accords to be slaves to Israel. 1, never gonna fucking happen. 2, you have no leverage here. There is nothing Iran needs that we have. We have no leverage here. You can't name anything. What are we doing? Iran's been shooting down our drones all week long. 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, probably $100 million worth of drones they've just been blasting out of the air. Now they have anti-ship missiles that they've gotten from China and all the radar shit to run them. So if we even touch them, they are going to light our ships the fuck up. They're going to light up the whole fucking Middle East because we did not degrade any of Iran's military fucking capabilities. Our own CIA released intelligence reports about that. You know what else they fucking said this week? We have burned through 60% of our stockpiles of munitions. So much that is going to take us 5 years to replace them, and that's if we had rare earth minerals. But we don't. That's why Trump went to China. He was supposed to get a deal with China to get the rare earth minerals from them, because it's not only just having the rare earth minerals, you get them out of the ground as like an ore, right? Then you still have to process them. China's the only one who can process them. We had a processing plant here in India. Guess who we fucking sold it to? That's right. The dumb fucks in fucking America, the fucking tech oligarchs, sold our only fucking rare earth minerals processing facility to China. They picked the whole thing up from Indiana, moved it to fucking China. So even if we wanted to build more missiles, we can't because we don't have the rare earth minerals that are required to build them. What does all this mean? It means Russia's going to go kick Ukraine's ass. People, Trump has fucked the goat so hard here, and he's going to pay the price for it. And this is one thing they always say, like, Trump's good at exposing people. Yeah, he's exposed himself, and he has hung Israel the fuck out to dry. Like, the only silver lining that might come from this is at some point, we as Americans, the American military is no longer going to be able to defend Israel in this. We either end this war or Iran is going to take Israel. Either way, the U.S. will no longer be able to protect Israel from all of its neighbors that are pissed as fuck about all the general mayhem, murder, fucking genocide, the bloodlust psychopaths within Israel. Your day's coming. Your day's coming soon because the whole jig's up. Everybody knows. Everybody knows you're a bunch of fucking psychopaths. So there's the silver lining. We all now know what Israel really is and has always been. Now we just need to figure out what we're going to do about it. That should be a fun time. So good luck to you all. Have a great weekend. Long live the Republic.
Somebody said he's a dishwasher. Where was that? Here I am. No, I think those are ceramic.
Yeah. He's got his toes dipped in a lot of stuff. He's a welder.
I know he's done some welding and other shit. So yeah,
does a lot of stuff.
That's a good skill to have too. All that is.
Yeah.
You know, I'm history because one of the most important archaeological finds that they always find is pottery, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Ukraine is going to get its ass handed to them pretty soon. I don't think they're
good. They're look. You know what the difference between Ukrainians and the fucking Israelites are?
What?
Israelis, I should say. Nothing. Same fucking people. Khazars. Same fucking people. Different location.
We meddled in that election they had. Was it 2014?
Oh yeah, put that actor in there, man.
Yep. So. And UK had a lot to do with that. And France and Germany, they were all meddling. They started all that shit and blew up all the pipelines and stuff. That was done by SAS. They started all this shit. So they create the problem, and then they pretend to be the people who are gonna. Oh well, don't worry. There'll be peace talks. And no, it'll never happen. That's the last thing they want.
No, you want to let's get it over with. You know what I'm saying? Get it over with. You got to burn the nest of rats. Just burn it right out. Iran, keep fucking pummeling Israel. Keep pummeling them. Keep it up, man.
Yeah, I was watching. I found a new channel too. I'll put the link on the back. I wouldn't play it, but I'll give it to you so you can check it out. Where he shows a lot of video of drone video stuff. And oh my wow, he had like 120 different videos. I watched today, and I was like, holy crap, they're beating the crap out of them in Lebanon. It's really bad.
Jesus, yeah. Yeah.
It's just not going well for any of that.
So here's the thing about the troops. They can't be fatties. They can't. Yeah, that's for real. I'm not shitting.
Come on, I can't be 700 pounds and join the military.
Well, you maybe, but you can't go to the UFC fight.
Oh, geez, because they want. Oh, okay, so yeah, so he's trying to make it look like we're all in perfect shape.
Sure, you see, this is America. We have symbolism over substance.
I'll bet you money that they took all those guys and lined them up and said, "Pick the best looking guys." Every one of them is going to be a stone jaw, straight looking.
Oh yeah. Trump went by. If Trump started to get a chubby, they picked him.
Exactly. They didn't pick anybody who was a little chunky or had a hairline. And they're like, nope, get all the female. Yeah.
Oh, look at this one. You guys, you got to let Trump touch you. Pat on you.
Say some stupid thing. Isn't he handsome? Look at him. Look at him.
Look at how handsome
he's a good-looking man.
Yeah, boy, I sure would like to hold your cock. You know, I mean, just, all right, Donnie, that's a little bit too much, He starts doing that dance a little more vigorously, the strokey pokey.
And on this very issue of optics, Brian Todd is live in Washington near that massive UFC cage, which is on the White House front lawn. That's being built for the UFC fight. Happens to be on Trump's birthday, which is Flag Day, on the 250th birthday of America. And Brian, you're getting some breaking details about the event there. What are you learning?
Right, Aaron, a lot of anticipation for this event on June 14th. Right here on the White House South lawn, these grounds behind me, you can see where they're setting up all the stands. That archway, that temporary arch there, is a huge lighting stanchion that's being set up. A lot of anticipation for this event. We're getting new reporting now from our colleagues Zachary Cohen and Josh Campbell that senior Pentagon leaders are making lists of service members who they're going to offer free tickets to this event next month. But according to our sources, the tickets will only be given to service members who meet these new military body composition standards. That's according to sources familiar with the process and military memos that our colleagues Zachary Cohen and Josh Campbell have reviewed. One memo it says that recipients are required to meet new DOW, meaning Department of War standards for waist to height ratio, which is, they say, it should be less than 0.55. Now, broken down, what that means is that for a male service member who's 5'9", the maximum waist size for that person, if they're going to be admitted to this event, would be 37 inches. For a female service member who's 5'4", her maximum waist size should be 35 inches or less if they're going to be admitted to this event. The Cleveland Clinic lists an average male height in the United States of 5'9", average female height of 5'4". Now, according to one defense official, it says this sends a very clear message to any attendees who want to come to this event, who are interested in attending this event. Quote, no fatties. Another defense official said senior Pentagon leaders are signaling their preference for military members who will look good on camera. And that person said, again, basically no fat soldiers would be admitted to this event, Aaron. That's controversial, but also, even though they're encouraging the military to recruit junior enlisted people and junior officers to come and encouraging them to recruit people from outside the nation's capital, they are making military members who want to come to this event and get the free tickets, they're making them pay their own way to Washington, D.C. for that. And as we know, prices for travel, airline, train, whatever, they tend to spike this time of the year. So that could be controversial as well. Aaron?
So what was that? Sidewinder asked if we're better yet. If America is better yet.
Oh, well, I mean, listen, we're winning so much.
So much winning.
Solve, I can't even feel it anymore. We've won.
I know, I'm numb to it. It's just like, built a tolerance to winning. I'm tired of winning.
He said that we would actually beg him, please, no more winning.
No more winning. Stop. Yeah, please. If this is what's winning, this is winning.
I think they should have a double D requirement. All the women should be. Only the double Ds can show up.
That's right. That would be the shit right there. Let's do it. Let's get a petition going. We got a few days, 2 weeks at least, before this thing kicks off. Yeah, have it'd be like, remember the fucking rehabilitation in Idiocracy?
Yeah.
You remember? That's what this is. Think about that. Where they're gonna have a bunch of dudes with guitars, like they was doing on that fucking movie. Throwing dildos and shit. Good God. Anyway, here's a very interesting guy. David Irving. You ever heard of him?
I can't say I haven't, but the last name sounds awful suspicious.
He's a famous Holocaust denier.
They murdered 1 million people in Auschwitz using poison gas. Why is there no trace of that gas in the buildings of Auschwitz today? And none of us historians thought of demanding that there should be tests carried out on the fabric of the gas chambers at Auschwitz. The buildings survived partly. They're in ruins, some of them. Others are more or less intact. Eventually, in 1988, as part of this Canadian trial that I mentioned, the case against Ernst Zundel, the defense lawyers decided to send an expert in gas chambers over to Auschwitz. So this expert in gas chambers, a man called Fred Leuchter, were sent over to Auschwitz to test the gas chambers of the Nazi concentration camp. Would these gas chambers work? Is there any trace that they had in the news as gas chambers? Is there any residue of cyanide gas in the walls? All the obvious questions. And he came back and he wrote an affidavit to the court, which we eventually published as the Moisture Report. The forensic tests carried out on the 48 samples that he brought back to the United States, bits of brickwork that he took out of the walls and submitted to the forensic laboratories in Cornell University to have tests carried out. And the result was that in 47 of the 48 samples, there wasn't the slightest significant trace of cyanide compound. In the 48th sample, there were colossal traces of cyanide. And what is the explanation of that result? Well, the answer is in that sample, he had taken out of a little gas chamber that was used for disinfesting clothing, killing the lice and the vermin in the prisoner's clothing. The clothing was stuffed into this little gas chamber, which looked like a gas chamber. He got a steel door with a racks rather like a dry cleaners for wheeling clothing in and out, and he took that sample out of that brickwork. It's significant because all our opponents have said you don't expect to find cyanide in the brickwork after 50 years. How absurd, how ludicrous. After 50 years of wind and rain, you're not going to find cyanide compounds, residue of a gas in the brickwork. And the answer is you do. And the proof of that answer is, in fact, the walls of that little gas chamber were so soaked in cyanide compounds that they'd turned blue. Got photographs of it here, what those blue walls look like. You can see here other photographs of the little gas chamber in Auschwitz showing the blue stain on the walls where the cyanide has seeped through the brickwork. A young 28-year-old German chemist, a research chemist working at the Max Planck Institute in Germany. The Max Planck Institute is one of the most prestigious bodies with the kind of reputation of the National Institutes of Health here in Bethesda, Maryland. He decided to write his dissertation on that one subject, the permanence of cyanide compounds in brickwork. Now, having written his dissertation, he then allowed it to be circulated in printed form to 2,000 professors of chemistry at universities who confirmed that what he'd written was true. Too late, the traditional enemy spotted what he did, and they had him dismissed from his position at the Max Planck Institute. The letters have now been published where they put pressure on the Max Planck Institute for him to be dismissed, for allowing his scientific report, his dissertation, to be published. Under the German laws for the suppression of free speech, he had infringed against those laws, and he's now been sent to prison for 14 months for allowing his chemical results to be circulated in Germany.
I don't care if it's true, you're going to jail for it.
Yeah, we don't care. Well, that's the whole point, is that they do that to quiet you.
Yeah.
So that you won't kick that.
And anyone else.
Down.
Yeah. Anyone else that might get the idea of talking about it, see?
Yeah.
Just like the Alex Jones fake getting sued thing, right?
Yeah.
That was to get everybody else. Oh, don't you dare call us out on one of these false flags again. We know better. You'll get sued like Alex Jones. It's like, get the fuck up out of here.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sue me.
And the process is the punishment. So the actual shit that they put you through is their form of punishment to you, by you saying something or doing something that they don't want, or something that makes too much sense. And they're like, okay, they start doing weird shit, sending people to your house and causing problems.
Oh, fuck him. Fuck him well. Hard and slow. Here we go. This guy's on the beach. He's going to tell you some interesting shit.
Breaking news, while I'm having a great day at the beach, Donald Trump is having one of his worst days yet at the White House because of 3 monumental losses. Wait until you hear this shit. First of all, the Trump Kennedy Center is no more. A federal judge today ruled that Donald Trump placed his name on the building illegally and that it has to come down at once.
Now, just think about the amount of money that's been spent on that, putting that shit up there. Now they're going to have to take it back down. And they're going to have to fill in the holes and repair where his name was on there. I think he gave himself top billing over Kennedy, too. I think he called it the Donald Trump and John F. Kennedy Center. He's such a creep.
The judge stated that the Kennedy Center was named after one president, not 2, and Donald Trump's attempts to change that were in violation of federal law. The second big loss is the fact that another federal judge has temporarily blocked any and all work from Trump, his administration, or his staffers on their $1.8 billion slush fund that they created for the quote-unquote victims of the political weaponization of the Biden Department of Justice. Now, this order is temporary, but it's still a big win because it will hopefully give the time required to Congress to get their shit together and to shut it down for good. Here's Donald Trump's third big loss. There was 9 headlining artists announced for Donald Trump's America 250, which is a celebration in DC on the 4th of July this year. And since the announcement of these 9 artists, 6 of them have publicly came out, said that they never agreed to perform, and some of them even condemned the Trump administration before they all stepped down and said they wouldn't be there. That's all for now. I'm back to the beach.
Man.
Yeah, that's gonna hit him hard, man. That's a lot of shit.
Oh,
you know, that's I don't feel bad for him. Fuck him. I like to see when somebody like that, because see, he just started doing this. He didn't get any kind of authorization, nothing, man. He just started fucking doing shit. And it was like, wait a minute, what in the hell are you doing? You just send workers, start doing this with the name and everything else like that. Are you really allowed to do that? Fuck it, we're going to do it. What he's hoping is, well, it's already up there, so you might as well just keep it. See, that's what he's hoping for.
Yeah.
And people ain't going to play that with him. It's like, okay, take that fucking shit down, repair what you've done. All right, get your goddamn bulldozers off the lawn too, and, you know, put that fucking West Wing back how it was. And you got to pay, that's out of your money. Okay. That's out of your money. I don't know what the fuck you think we're going to pay for. No.
Yeah, you're the one that did it. You're like, oh, you caused the problem? Well, you pay for it.
Right. Treat him just like any landlord would, any tenant that destroyed your property. You know, we're going to have to call people in here to redo this, and it's going to go at your cost. So we're going to attach ourselves to you legally with everything that we have until this is paid off. Okay. That's how that's going to work. So all your companies, all your little grifts and everything else like that. Yeah. Going to have to pay up. I would love to see that shit go. And I'd like to see him fucking stroke out over it. Like we did over this guy. That's that Joe Kent.
Yeah.
I say, you know, he's out there. I think he's part of the show, of course, but he's a good guy in the show from what I can see, because he comes out there and he's like, look, man, Israel's running this fucking shit. I had to get the fuck up out of there. This ain't us anymore. You know?
I think if most Americans knew the extent at which the Israeli lobby, the Israeli influence, whatever you want to call it, influenced our decisions to get us into this war and all the other, you know, post 9/11 Middle Eastern wars, they would be absolutely furious. And so I made a promise to myself in my 20s that I never knew I'd actually have to cash it at some point. I promised myself if I was ever in a position to prevent young men and young women from going into a needless war, that I would speak out, that I would do something. Fast forward 20 plus years, I found myself in that position. I found myself in President Trump's administration, was honored to be there, was leading the National Counterterrorism Center. It was a job I felt was very important because we do have real terrorist threats that have only gotten worse because of this war. But I wanted to actually help President Trump deliver on his campaign promises. And watching a foreign government, watching the Israelis march right in and basically dictate terms to us and manipulate American intelligence, manipulate the media, manipulate those around President Trump to put us into this war. I knew that I had to leave. I knew I had to start speaking out because I couldn't stand by and watch more body bags come into Dover and have disrespect. And I think it was important to get the truth out there, because I personally, had I not been there at the executive branch level, I would believe the influence that the Israeli lobby has. Again, forgive me for my ignorance. I read all the books, and I had seen it a little bit when I was in Special Forces and when I was in the CIA as an operations officer. But I didn't truly see the level of influence they had until I was actually working at the executive branch. And I know a lot of people in this room. I see Scott's here. Scott's been talking about this for decades, really. But I honestly, until I saw it firsthand, I didn't know actually how bad it truly is. Luckily for us, we've had enough people out there speaking the truth, pushing back against the Israeli lobbying. And if you just look at the way that this message is resonating with the younger generation, I'm very, very optimistic about the future. It was a gut punch to watch Massey be defeated the other night. But when you looked at the demographic breakdown, when you looked at basically Gen X, millennials, Gen Z, and everything else below the age of, I don't know, like 55, 60, they're with us 100%. They're against this war. You can't line them up with foreign influence. And if we can get them out there, we can mobilize them to vote. We can start winning elections up and down the ballot. I think one of the most important things for those of us that are in this coalition of people who believe we've got to just stop getting into all these foolish wars. We've got to get our foreign policy back on track. We've got to stop sending so much money overseas. That's a very basic, high-level principle that I think most Americans can agree on. But a very broad coalition of the political spectrum can agree on that. And if we can unify on that, especially in terms of who sits in the White House, we can actually make a real difference.
You can't vote your way out of this, bro. You know, bless his heart. I know he's thinking that, but come on. Come on. What is this? Oh. Yeah, this is kind of an interesting take. What's that, D?
I was just going to say, I think that they do that so that they can keep this grift going.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why they always talk like the system is going to, don't you worry, we can change it this time.
Yeah.
Because that's the hope. That's the hopium that people need. But in reality, you realize that these people are causing all the problems in the first place. Why let them be your representatives? Represent yourself. You don't need these people to do it for you anymore. At this point, they're just gopher boys to do your business. Why bother with having these people be your representative? I don't get it. Like, they're causing the problem. They're making money from the problems that they're causing, and then telling you need to pay for it. It's like no. It's insane.
Yeah. And the way they work, it break your leg and then give you a pair of crutches and think that you should be grateful. You know, what the fuck are you talking about? You know, like I said, I was just thinking when you were saying it, they always go, you know, oh, we're going to bring change. And they do. It changes to the worse. It changes to getting worse every fucking time. Don't matter who's in there. When you look at the state of the nation right now, as opposed to when like Johnson was in. And we had a lot of problems going on when Johnson was in. Fuck. I'd trade that in a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? Comparatively, it's way worse now.
Oh yeah. It's more complex worse also.
Jesus, yes. And all these little bullshit loopholes. They also are investigating his ass for fraud now because the judge, that case that he settled with himself, the judge said, hold the phone here. We're going to have to look into this a little more. And so that's going on. Listen, man, this guy is not creating history. He's creating more of a criminal record. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like everything he does is some kind of fucking bullshit to benefit him somehow. That ain't no different with this war either. You know, making that money off of shorting stocks and shit. And then at the same time, keeping people from talking. Well, he thinks keeping people from talking about his involvement with this Epstein shit. But it's all coming together as like one big blister head. Everybody knows what a joke he is. And I think what he's done is really exposed the United States as the truly weak element that it is. That it's just a big paper tiger, you know? And that's what I think the world's starting to realize that. Now we're even weaker now because all of our might is dependent upon this weaponry that we've used it all up now.
Yeah, I know. Having all these other countries, you know, wreck all the stuff that we would have to even use in defense, and we're using it offensively and killing innocent people and stuff. But that's why I think a lot of people are kind of getting off that old Trump train shit. I think they're realizing that this shit is a sinking ship. It's like, oh wow, yeah, you got bamboozled, just like everybody else got bamboozled, you know.
Yeah, they did. They bought the PR. They bought the PR.
It's the same bullshit that happened with Obama, and everybody thought that he would fix it, and he did nothing. It's the same thing with Bush, and everybody thought, oh, let's protect America by doing all that. You know, it's the same bullshit that they
And
do.
people argue over which one of the motherfuckers didn't do it better.
Yeah.
What? Shut up, man.
Well,
Wow.
you mean, which one didn't fuck me over as much?
Right,
Oh, well.
right.
You know, I hate that saying, the lesser of two evils. It's like, no, they're both evil.
Of course. You know, lesser doesn't make it not evil.
Exactly. You're still partaking of evil. It's like, wait a minute, this isn't any better.
Right.
If your options were to be wrong, to lose your hand or lose all your fingers.
I know, yeah.
I mean, it's still bad. Why would you?
How about let's not do any of that? You know, that's why people don't consider that third option.
Listen, if someone fucks with you, you'll walk up and slug them. If it's something that severe that you need to do something, all right, then that's what'll happen. But that's the image that they portray. It's like somebody's coming after them, and that's exactly what they did. They bamboozled people into believing that those people were being attacked, or they were gonna be attacked, and then it just happened to keep that thing going for 30 plus years.
Oh yeah.
Think about how nuts that is. And I mean, ask somebody what they ate for dinner 2 weeks ago, and they can't tell you shit what they did. They can't tell you recall even a whole day, the majority of people, because they're so disconnected from anything that's yesterday. I don't even think about that. You know, like, what makes you think that people are going to remember something from 30 years ago? They're not gonna.
I know. And it's like this shit I hear him saying, these preposterous things. They killed 40,000 protests. Shut the fuck up. 40,000. Get out of here. You know, they just make up these unreal numbers and shit, and it's like, and preposterous claims, you know, that what happened about the fucking, how come nobody's calling old Vance out about them goddamn suicide vests, those atomic suicide vests?
Atomic.
What the fuck was he talking about? He just made that shit up off the cuff.
Yeah, he just made it up so that people will be like, oh my God, we got to stop the vests.
Yeah.
It just gets people to react. That's all it is.
Well, it works. But nobody's called him out on that.
No, but nobody's gonna. You would think Fox News is gonna call him out and say he's a liar now? No way.
I think you're gonna see him fade off out of the whole fucking show. I think you're going to see Vance just kind of fade out.
I don't know. To me, he looks like a Manchurian candidate. You know, like a guy who knows jack shit. They'll just put him at he'll just be the image of the person that they want people to believe is running the show. And in reality, it's just going to be some other assholes running the whole thing and just telling them what to say. I mean, it's so easy now that you can just read a teleprompter. You know what I mean? You'll see real quick once the teleprompter shuts off how much of a brainiac he isn't.
Do I want Muslims to roll over to me tomorrow? I don't want anybody to rule over me at all. And right now you're being ruled over by Jews.
Yeah. So what's the difference?
so this person that says you're all idiots, and he said, no, you are retarded. I
agree. I am retarded.
I'm retarded. Severely retarded. I have no regrets.
No regrets, baby.
No regrets whatsoever.
I just don't want that kind of shit done in my name. I don't have any problems with anybody from that country. They never done a freaking thing to me.
Look at here. Israel's the only democracy in the Middle East. Come on up. How dare you? Come on up. Click the link. I want to talk to you about.
I'll bet you it's that other guy that always pops on who's screaming, yelling into the mic.
Probably.
It's probably the same guy.
I don't want any law. There's only one law, and that's God's law. Natural law. Man can't create law. Shut up. Where am I going to get Sharia law? You want to tell me how the fuck you're going to end up with Sharia law in the United States? You want to tell me how that's going to go? Come on. I don't want Noahide either. We don't want Noahide law.
I just
I
want to
don't
do
want
my
anything.
thing and live
Here's
my
what I
life.
want. Here's what I want. Common law. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Common law. It's real simple.
I'm gonna be cool and stay on my land, and I'm gonna respect my neighbors and be cool. And I don't really need anybody to be telling me what's the right thing to do. I pretty much live a pretty easy life, and I don't really need anybody to be telling me what to do.
Nah.
And
Nah.
and I'm not gonna hurt anybody, and I don't take anything, and I don't cost anybody anything, and that's how life should be.
Yes, look what happened in England. They've been taken over by Jews too, who opened
Yeah.
up the borders for the refugees that they fucking created.
Yeah.
And same thing with Europe. Yes, it's dominated by fucking Jews that opened the border to refugees that they fucking created. Don't you have a brain in your head, brother?
Created the problems in the first place.
Jesus Christ. Yes, now you got it. Always, every time. It's always a fucking Jew every time. This is why we have this right here. Every time, ET, every time.
The extra testicle.
The extra testicle. You should come on up here. How dare you? Jews are not smarter. They're just devious and nepotistic. They're not really that smart. If they were smart, they wouldn't have attacked a fucking country that can decimate the shit out of them. See? They wouldn't have to send their soldiers are confused because wait, where's all the women and children?
And no one's gonna.
We're not used to people shooting back at us.
And no one's going to join those people because of the way that they do things, their worry kind of shitty ways. So it's not like them being a democracy over there is going to spread all of a sudden and everyone's going to start to say, oh, these people are our friends. They're not going to do that because now everybody sees what kind of sneaky bastards they are. So ain't nobody going to join that crap. So basically at this point, it's just a welfare state and a landing spot so we can land planes there and continue on so we can go across.
Why wouldn't they? What do you mean? Why would they attack a country that can decimate the shit out of them? Why would they? Tell you what here. Let's here's how you can do. How dare you? How about you click the link and come on up and talk to me about it? You willing to do that? No, because you know that don't have any fucking points at all. Just all you have is your propaganda.
When the leaders of the group of fallen angels gathered on Mount Hermon, they made an oath to each other. Was it this oath? So Enoch, the book of Enoch, chapter 6, tells us, the children of men multiplied, were born to them beautiful and attractive daughters, and the messengers, the children of the heavens, saw and lusted after them, and said, let us choose wives for ourselves from among the children of men and have children. And Semyaza, their leader, said to them, I fear you will not agree to do this deed, and I alone will have to pay the penalty of this great sin. So they all answered him and said, let us swear an oath, and all bind ourselves by mutual imprecations not to abandon the plan, but to do this. And they swore together and bound themselves in mutual imprecations on it. So there were 200 of them that descended, but they had 22 leaders. And we know that they're paramount. You know the paramount, the stars that fly around the mountain in the beginning of our movies. 22 of them. So that would cover Semyaza, Azazel, all the way through to Zababi. And that is the 22 leaders of the fallen angels. And these angels, the fallen stars, the stars from heaven, get then a star on the Walk of Fame in Hollywood. And did they agree to WWG 1? I completely muttered that, didn't I? You're not allowed to say it on this app. You're not allowed to tag it. So I've got to be very careful because I don't want this taken down. But could that be the fallen angels? And do they all get, every time they play a different role, a different star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? And does their leader, Trump, Lucifer, the light bearer, appear in over 20 cameos, including Home Alone 2, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Sex and the City, The Little Rascals, Zoolander, He's in many, many films as a cameo. You know what else Trump's doing is he has created and funded a resort that overlooks Mount Hermon, where the angels descended and made their oath, and he's intending to make that a ski resort. So you can see it's Trump's got his name all over the areas surrounding Mount Hermon, looking onto Mount Hermon. Were they released to deceive the world through their media, their campaigns, and everything that they control for this final little season before the end? And is that why we are now seeing a lot of them appearing to look quite different, with almost like they've got either clones or body doubles, because they're actually now in hiding in their underground chambers, their underground tunnels that they told us about, trying to hide from their judgment, because apparently giving up eternity was worth it to sleep with the daughters of men.
Where we go one, we go all. Sounds a bit like that oath, right?
Yep.
So I guess, how dare you? Somebody said that's Greta's brother.
You mean another one lived?
Mm-hmm. Do you two have fetal alcohol syndrome?
Wait, where's Greta been? She hasn't taken any boats to Palestine lately.
When she's grown up, she discovered penis, and she don't care less about that shit no more. She just likes to eat cheese and get laid.
Bop the baloney.
Mm-hmm. That's what she's doing. She's an old baloney bopper. She said, nuke the whales. Give me some penis. That's what she said. Yep. Federal judge told that fucking dude, take your shit off that. That's fucking crazy, too. Why would he think he could put his name on there? You know? I'm just going to put my name on the Kennedy Center. Why not? What is this? A Kalergi plant? I don't know what that was about. Oh, Pam Bondi, she had to go behind closed doors today. Closed door testimony.
Did you know that Pam Bondi, they put her in a new position too? She's in some cyber some AI thing now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read it the other day. I forgot to mention it in the last show we did. She knows freaking nothing about AI.
She don't know nothing about anything. You know, I think she was a little office candy and got to a position. You know what I'm saying? What is it I'm wrong about? How dare you? Go ahead and come on up. Or are you drunk? If you're not drunk, I don't care if you're drinking beer, but as long as you're not drunk. And if you are drunk, that would explain why you're saying things.
Okay, are you ready? Hi, I'm Pamela Bondi, former Attorney General. And this is my opening statement. The words transparency and justice, well, they are just words. And at the behest of my DOJ appointed attorney, I can't tell you whether or not I understand those words or not. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I know you are, but what am I? Okay, but I do believe that justice and transparency have been fully delivered under the direction of President Trump and this administration, and that the DOJ has produced everything required by federal law from the Epstein files. Now, I will admit that there were some errors with redactions. For example, there was a real big oopsie not redacting all the stuff about the secret cabal of cannibal, sex trafficking pedophiles that run the government. The public was never supposed to know about that stuff, okay? But I don't know anything. Really, I don't know a thing. And I even delegated oversight of the release of the Epstein files to then Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. So you should just go ask him, okay? And speaking of passing the buck, there is one thing I do want to talk to you about. Have you guys seen the new Trump $250 bill? It's actually amazing. I think it's going to pair nicely with the Dow being over 50,000. Okay? Incredible. All right. Well, that is all I have to say about that. Yeah, I just Forrest Gumped it.
Why would they even have to have a $250 bill?
I know it's weird, isn't it?
Where would you use that? You got enough to break a 250?
Yeah. I mean, you can't go to a store here, any store, with a $50 bill and cash it. They won't even take a 50. So
No way.
the majority of the stores up here, if you have over in 20, they're like, nope, can't take it.
God. I don't even ask. I just hand them the bill. Good. Sometimes I got 50s, 100s, you know. I prefer to have big bills because I'm less apt to spend them, you know. You think about breaking it more than you do like with a 20 or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, even
So,
if you
I
buy
don't
something
want to
that's
take
over the
that.
50, they still won't take it. They're like,
Wow.
no, we can't take 50s or 100s. It's got to be 20s.
Well, I'd say
20s,
bullshit. Oh, so wait a second. Are you refusing my legal tender? That means that the debt's canceled. Because see right here on this thing, it says legal tender for all debts, public and private. If you refuse my legal tender, then you have refused the debt. That's how that works, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I tried giving a girl one day a $2 bill, and she said, I don't know if I should take this. I said, it's a $2 bill.
Right.
She said, I've never seen this before. And I'm like, yeah, because it was printed before you were born.
We should have $10,000 bills.
They used to have 10, didn't they? Used to have didn't they? They had $1,000 bills, didn't they?
Yeah, Woodrow Wilson is on it.
Yeah.
But see, there's a thing. There's no living person can be on money. That's it written in our Constitution, man. Because everybody was like, look at there's the king on the money. He's just a fucking pompous ass, you know. So no, it's nobody that's living can appear on money. Now he's wanting to change that law just so that he can be on a $250 bill. You know, well, why don't you just wait a couple of months?
Yeah.
You know, and then he won't have that to worry about, because I don't think that fucking guy's going to live much longer. I'll tell you that now.
I mentioned the $2 bill. You know, the girl not taking the $2 bill, and somebody, Heaven Sent You to End, said it's more queer than a $3 bill.
No shit.
I never made it, but I still do have a few $2 bills, and they are strange when you look at them. They don't look natural, but those things were printed in like the 50s, so they look weird. You know, like you even put it next to current money, and you put it side by side, and it's like night and day. It's like, wow, look at this. This thing looks like it's chiseled out of the paper, not, you know, totally different. Remember how they used to have in print, and it would say that this is tradable in gold?
Yeah.
That you could redeem it in gold. And I was like, people didn't know that you could take the bills and bring them back and say, here, I want the gold. I don't want the bill.
Let's see. Right, there you go, Neo Grifter. Who's that? There's Roger.
That's
Roger
me.
Ledwell.
Hey, Wadja.
Wadja?
Better
Wadja
Ledwell.
likes me a lot, doesn't he? Yeah,
Wadja, what were you last night, you wascal, you wabbit?
Oh,
This thing here says, imagine having Eric and Don and still being against abortion.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. We're so excited to be setting up for the UFC.
Okay, listen up, everybody. It's the first time it's on the White House lawn. So all I better hear from you is thank yous.
Holy f***, since they let a convicted felon move in, this whole neighborhood's just gone to shit.
Hey, that wasn't a thank you.
Shut the f*** up, JD. Just enjoy the 6-hour flight between brain cells.
Quiet, please. I also want to talk about the Trump phone.
You're fucking kidding.
That's right. It's here. JD, make a video for the haters.
Yo, it's JD. First time posting on the Trump phone. If you like this video, then smash that like button and subscribe.
Amazing. Now everyone's videos could look like fucking Bigfoot footage.
It also makes phone calls. Call Eric.
Calling Dawn.
No.
Dad, is that you? Are you coming to the wedding?
Wrong number.
I know it's you. I have call display.
Fucking loser.
Imagine having Eric and Dawn and still being anti-abortion.
Did I hear that right? The 6-hour flight between brain cells?
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah, I thought that was a good one.
One of the old timers one time.
It says, just sit back and enjoy the 6-hour flight between brain cells.
They years ago, one of the old timer guys that we used when I worked for the state had me with this guy, and he came over to me and said, "Hey, can I talk to you?" I said, "Yeah." He asked me, "What's this guy like?" And I looked at him and laughed, and he said, "Not too bright, huh?" I said, "The 2 brain cells he has left are strangling each other."
Oh, God.
And the old timer cracked up laughing. He's like, "All right." I said, "Give him simple things to do. Don't have him do anything important."
White it and red Queon.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Well,
he
no.
was numb. I mean, I gave him all the basic shit to do, but I mean, the old timer come to me because, he saw that I was kind of a good guy, and he said, "All right, listen, what's this guy like?" I said, "Yeah." Give him simple instructions.
Do you remember a show called The Dangerous Game of Fame?
No.
Back in like 92. This is a guy talking about Trump back in 92, a filmmaker. And this is pretty good. I watched this earlier.
Anybody who needs to show off as much as Donald Trump needs to show off cannot be as secure as he tells you he is.
A documentary filmmaker, Ned Schnerman, spent 2 years digging into Trump's life. Instead of a deep-pocket billionaire, the filmmaker found a Donald Trump whose art of exaggeration exceeded his art of the deal.
Donald Trump's claims are the biggest, the greatest, the best, and the most. But it was paper mache and not the real thing.
The documentary never aired. Schnerman believes Trump kept stations from running the documentary by threatening to pull ads for his casinos and airline. Trump denies any effort to kill the program, but the show's financial backer pulled out.
He begins to go into this kind of mindless, acquisitive phase of his life, where he began to believe his own hype. And then he behaves very stupidly.
Atlantic City reporter Dan Hennigan saw what the highly leveraged Taj was doing to Trump.
It was a money pit. It just sucked so much money out of everything that one could question whether or not that was really a bright move on his part.
Donald Trump is a classic victim of his own hype. Felt that he was impervious to what was going on around him, that there might be recession, that there might be real estate problems elsewhere, but as long as he had his name attached to something, that was good enough. He believed that much in his name.
Well, he just went too far, He thought that the rules that are applied to ordinary human beings didn't apply to him.
Gossip columnist Richard Johnson says Trump tried vainly to protect his image.
I mean, he was sort of trying to paint the whole scene with his brush and make it seem that, that he was dumping her and she was greedy and she was after his money. And
people have to live up to agreements. We're here with a $10 million check.
I think when you purposely plot a public relations scheme to humiliate your children's mother, I think you have to question, the individual.
There is a destructive, inherently destructive seed in fame that destroys people. It alters them.
Oh, man.
Whatever happened to the documentary? That's what I want to know.
It fell into a river.
Oh,
covered in concrete by accident.
Yeah. With concrete around its legs. What is this? It says there is absolutely zero evidence that millions of people gathered around any mountain approximately 3,300 years ago for some divine speech. The idea that God spoke directly to an entire nation, giving them a full set of laws to live by, while simultaneously elevating them above all other humans on earth, is fugazi. These kosher laws being pushed on Americans by the current government originate from the Sinai Exodus fable and should be treated as a Chabad foundational myth, because that is all they are. Yeah, I don't know about all that.
Maybe you shouldn't tell anybody that I said this, but you know all those tropes about Jews controlling the world, or at least wanting to control the world? They're actually true. Our goal as Jewish people for the last 3,300 years since the revelation at Sinai has been to control the world.
The Jews will control the world, whether they're going like.
I want you to pay attention to that part right there. How dare you? Listen.
For the last 3,300 years since the revelation at Sinai has been to control the world.
The Jews will control the world, whether they're going like it or they hate it. That's a fact. It's written in a book that the Goyim admit that it's the book of God. So there's no argument here.
In Isaiah chapter 63, the day of the great and terrible day of the Lord, it says that the Lord will come out from a place called Edom and he will crush Edom. Now, I'm just a broadcaster here, okay? In Jewish understanding, Edom is really talking about the Christianity.
Asking what's going to be with the Goyim when Mashiach comes. Will they be destroyed and annihilated? Someone asked, who cares? Okay. As a nation, they'll cease to exist, even as individuals. It's every individual, no survivors. Not only as a nation, they'll cease to exist, even as individuals. As Goyim, they're gone. Their personality, as they exist, bifnei atzmam, as they would exist independently of Klal Yisrael, they don't exist. They're done. In modern terminology, they call it cultural genocide. There's a term for it by the progressives. It's called cultural genocide, and they use the word genocide. So there's the opinion who says the karka kol b'nei sheis that will be annihilated. They basically learn there's going to be cultural genocide. That, you know what, the Goyim as they exist as Goyim, that's done with.
The Jews run the show in the world, not because they want, because that's what God wants. And it's written in the Torah that the non-Jews admit that is the word of God. If they didn't admit, what's the proof? But in the Torah it says that in every nation you will always be the highlight of the place. Even though we have very small community compared to America, 300 million Americans, 5 million Jews. There's no comparison. But the Jews are everywhere. Politics, all the assistants of Trump, Jews. All the assistants of Sleepy Joe, Jews. Obama, Jews. Everyone around there, Reform Jews, Conservative Jews, Chabadnik, this, convert. It's all somehow. Same thing was in Spain. Same thing was in many different countries.
Instead of hating the Jewish people, you should love us. You should kiss our feet, you fool. We're the chosen people, not you. You should actually look at the truth and understand that the Jewish people are the greatest gift to mankind.
Wow. Huh.
Well, they can keep telling themselves that, but it's not true.
There we go.
Why? Because you learned how to sell some shit and how to swindle some people? And why? Because you pay people to put into positions to fucking do shit for your benefit? Fuck you. We could boot those fucking people out of here in 10 seconds. That shit would come to an end so fast it wouldn't even be funny.
Yeah, but nobody dares do it, though. I haven't seen anybody doing it in the last, 60 years? Not in the States.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying in general that those people are not the smartest people. They're not the strongest people. Everybody could stop buying this shit. Everybody could stop fucking electing all those dickheads, and everybody could stop using that money in a fucking second.
Well, yeah, I've been watching how this fucking thing goes, though, man. And
they're crashing it, is what they're
well,
doing.
they keep everybody tied up in this fucking election, this election, that. They barely get past one fucking election before they're already clamoring up about another one. You know, setting the stage up for another one.
Yeah.
Getting people all, well, wonder who's going to take his place. Wonder who's going to run in the next fucking thing. Here we got the midterms. See, and that's set up so that you don't have that gap. You don't have much of a gap. It's always some kind of fucking vote. Go vote for this. We're going to change this. Get the right combination of guys. We're going to have everything just perfect. Everything is going to be fucking great. Go vote, go vote, go vote. And people need to get off that and say, no, man, don't vote. It just encourages these motherfuckers. That's, you know, I never heard of this motherfucker till you started asking me to vote for him. You know? And I could ask you about him, but you're going to give me some kind of whitewashed fucking lie about who he is and what he does and every other thing. So
that's where I say that system is created and these people are created and put in those places to give these people preferential treatment and benefits. That's the problem. People could just say, fuck you, we don't want your system sticking your ass, and take the plates off their cars and drive whatever the fuck and then go do whatever they want to do tomorrow. It's that fucking easy, but people ain't going to do it because no one's going to step on a line. So that is the problem. That's how those people get influence, as they, you know, like he said, you're committing, you're genociding yourself by allowing them to fucking come into your shit and do this stuff and push it onto you. And that's the problem. People are going to have to wake up until they realize, okay, this shit don't work. And what's really the problem? Well, that is the problem. It's, you know, no, I don't have to go around and do anything nasty to anybody. I could just stop using shit, stop buying your crap, stop listening to anything you got to say. Just go and do my own shit. And that's it. It doesn't mean that I'm going to go out and cause harm or do anything. I don't have to. Everybody could just say, you know what, we're done with your crap. Go ahead and crash.
That's what I'm
we
saying.
don't care. Stick it in your ass. And that's it. Over and done.
Non-compliance, man.
Yep. And that would put their we're the chosen bullshit right out the fucking window. Right?
There's that full episode of that. I just put the link in the chat for the full episode of that.
I stopped giving them money a long fucking time ago. Okay, 20 fucking years ago. I said, hell with you. And since the system is screwed, I'm just not going to give you money and shove it in your ass. And that's exactly what I've done. That's all I can do.
Well,
so I've done it.
When it comes to the baser things, I think they got their hands in all of it. So it's hard to not give them money.
Well, the money system is the basis of how they do it in the first place. That's the system. That's what gets people caught into it, is the usury. That's what, you know, it's just what it is. They create the system that then they can then manipulate to get people into the positions to do the shit that they want them to do. And that's why you have AIPAC. That's why you have all these special interest groups. And most of these politicians, when they get out of politics, when people realize they're a sack of shit, just go right over to private businesses, because then they use their contacts that they had in government to sell stuff and get preferential treatment and stocks and all this other stuff. So that's all it is, you know, they created this shit system that allows them to get into it, to manipulate these shit, to make your life hell. And that's really that's it. That's the key to it. Get out of that fucking system. Or we have to just get out of that system and say, okay, that's it. No more usury bullshit. We don't want your crap. And I don't think it's going to happen in my lifetime, but you look around and, man, people are awful. People are noticing things a lot more now than they were 10 years ago.
It's possible it's going to be an uphill battle to actually, you know, get wean off the system, isn't it? For a lot of folks. Yeah. It's doable.
It was never intended to be privatized in the first place. That was them artificially crashing the system in the first place to bring that system in, which was the collapse. So, I mean, you know, they created the problem. Then they came in and said, here, we'll print it for you and we'll charge you a fee. And that's what starts all this shit. And that really, you know, that was artificially brought up, the collapse, that money collapse in the 1920s. What was that, the Depression? That was created.
Yeah.
So they could bring that in. That's why, you know, you look at all this other conspiracy shit that they say, you know, the Titanic, the guys in the Titanic was another one. You know, they create the usury system, and that's what gives them this inroad to, you know, power. It only works for certain people. It don't work for everybody else because you're not in that group. You're not in that know. You're not part of those people. And digital currency isn't going to be any different either. They're just going to make it so that now they can just create numbers out of nowhere. So you don't physically have to have anything. Now they could just decide you're rich, and that's it. Why? Because you created some fucking numbers on a machine. You don't physically own anything. So they could just make anybody rich and overnight. Just say, okay, congratulations, you got $1 billion. It's like, wait a minute, no, I don't. I just got some fucking numbers on a piece of paper.
Yeah,
There's
but
no physicality to it.
You got to do us favors if we make you rich.
Exactly. So that's how all these politicians are on the take anyway. So they're just doing shit for their benefit, and they don't care because they ain't going to be here long. So they figure, what the hell? I might as well get mine.
True. Yeah, and who's that surreal paintist? Did the melting clocks and the elephant with really long legs? Why does this? You know what I'm talking about? Is it Dali? Is his name?
Oh, Salvador Dali.
Yeah. There's a guy he's got an avatar, and he's out here cheerleading for the Jews.
That's another retard.
How dare you?
Just another moron on the internet. It's the same retard that always pops up on the guy that was popping up on Sav's channel. Then he brought the black chick with the big milkers on there and brought all kinds of fucking mayhem with him. They're typical retards on the online.
And my brother liked the artist. My brother was an artist too for a little while. And he became a tattoo artist eventually. But
crazy.
Those are some strange paintings.
This thing's acting funky, man. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
We can hear you.
Hello?
5x5.
You're good. So we can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. We can hear you.
This thing's acting fucking weird, man. I don't know.
And he's out here claiming he can paint better than Dali can. I know.
You're bragging about it, and you ain't worth shit anyway.
I didn't know if you was maybe talking about Warhol.
No,
the guy who did the soup cans and pictures of bananas.
Yeah. What was that movie? I was watching some movie, and it was that movie about the Apprentice. It was Donald Trump, and he was at some party, and he talking to this guy. And I recognized right off the bat it was Andy Warhol, but Trump didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
He was talking to him, and he says, he asked him something. He says, what do you do? He says, I'm an artist. And he goes, is there a lot of money in art? And he says, money is art.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Are you a ray of sunshine? So.
I am a fucking ray of sunshine.
He came out with a movie once called Empire State, where it was a 4-hour-long movie of nothing but the Empire, a picture of the Empire State.
Oh my God.
The building. That's all it was.
Who did that?
Warhol.
Oh God.
It's amazing that he
weird fucking guy.
I don't think he had any talent either. I think that he was just selected to do stupid shit, and people created niches for it. Like, oh, take a picture of a banana. That's art. Like, oh wow, really? Here, let me take a picture of my foot. Is that art? I mean, it's starting to get stupid when you can take a picture of a rotten orange and throw a thing in, and people will pay $100,000. I think that was a sham too.
Oh yeah, that's crap.
That's like Biden's son. He gets caught up in all that shit. He's going to court and getting divorced and all this kind of crap. And all of a sudden, he just suddenly overnight becomes an artist. And, the next day he's selling paintings for $2 million. It's like, yeah, this is a racket. This is a money laundering op.
It seems like this Salvador guy in the audience is saying, he said, we'll take Iran too. Like he's part of the proverbial we when it comes to Israel for some reason.
I don't know. God help. Just some dildo on the internet.
The Rabbi Shmuel. It's a Rabbi Shmuel.
It's a crystal butt plug that
somebody who's not going to wait until it's too late, and then they won't have any
crystal butt plug.
It's like a Glober.
Can you imagine if that was some chick's name? Hi, my name is Crystal. I'm Crystal Butt Plug. Well, all right then.
Forged in the pits of Morta. Yeah.
Here you go. This would be good.
Well, in this case, what I've been told is that the German Pope was not going to go into the twilight simply while the Vatican archives contained enough solid documentation, all of the documentation on whether there was a Holocaust or not exists in the Vatican. And the Pope was planning on releasing the Holocaust files. And the Vatican's Holocaust files, they include the meticulous records of the Germans that show that there was never a Holocaust as described. Many people died. People were taken to camps under the most... Taking people to camps will piss me off. I don't like the idea of it. Persecuting people because of their religion or ethnicity, that bothers me a lot. The prime violators on earth today are the Israelis. But hey, I'm living in Maumee, Ohio. You can dig in my backyard and find arrowheads. Where are those people now? So I'm only going to talk just so much because none of us have clean hands. I served in Vietnam. I'm lucky I'm not in jail as a war criminal for that.
You got a point. What can you say?
So I'm not saying it's just anybody. It's very much all of us. We all have to be held to the same standard. In this case, the Israelis are being allowed to get away with mass murder. And the rationale that's being used, which Jeff and I agree with, and this point is that the Holocaust is being used as an excuse for a Holocaust.
Okay.
I have a problem with that. Well, call this today's conspiracy theory, but we lost a pope over the Holocaust because he was going to expose the truth. And he was going to expose the truth to put an end to German war guilt because he feels that it has been used to exploit and destroy the German people for years. If any people were exposed to a Holocaust at the end of the war, it was the German people. 8.5 million Germans were transported out of the country and have not been seen. 8.5 million. Over 1 million. Well, Jeff, tell the audience about German prisoners of war and what the United States did to them after the war.
General Dwight David Ike Eisenhower, known at the West Point Academy as the Swedish Jew, hated Germans with such a pathology that after the war ended, he ordered the rounding up and imprisonment in open-air barbed wire enclosures without so much as a wooden latrine. So many hundreds of thousands of Germans who were serving in the German military that over 1 million of them died in the cold, in the wet, in the mud. And if you ever want to read anything, you can find the memoirs of American guards who were actually posted around the perimeter of this primary camp. It wasn't a camp, it was just a barbed wire enclosure in the mud. Mm-hmm. And hundreds of thousands and over 1 million ultimately of these young men, very young men, teenagers, and older men in their 40s and 50s who were gathered up. They were the last line during the war for troops for much of Germany. They were allowed to die. And the memoirs of the American soldiers are just enough to bring tears to your eyes. They couldn't believe the horrors. That was a true Holocaust. Over 1 million Germans died at the hands of Eisenhower, and of course with the compliance and complicity of Churchill and de Gaulle and the other heroes of the West, not to mention the ultra archdemon of all time, Uncle Joe Stalin. The liquidation of Germans continued after the war between 1945 and 1953. I believe Gordon mentioned this. About 8 million, anywhere between 6 and 8 million Germans were also liquidated. These are men, women, and children, but mostly they were Germans of a nationalistic fervor or bent. They were literally cleansed by Zionist operatives and execution teams all over the country. They own Germany and have since the war ended. Germany's been on its knees ever since 1945.
And if you live there, which I do part of the year certainly, you are more than aware of it. You will find a rare German that will speak openly about this.
Well, don't be a nationalist.
No. Jesus Christ.
You know, and you got to realize that they did the exact same thing to that country. They went in, they changed the money, they got the influence, and when they were found out about all the shit that they were doing and all the stuff they were doing and all the porn and all the filth and all the what do you call it? They got called out on it, and they didn't like it. So
yeah.
And you know those ones I saw, the pictures of those pits that he was talking about, where it was literally just a field with barbed wire with like a plus sign drawn in the middle of it, and he just walked over in an open field and took a shit, and they literally froze those people to death.
Yeah, starved them. There was no
starved
food.
them, dysentery, all kinds of shit, and you know they didn't care. They just said, "Nope, you'll stay right here." You know.
Hey, there's Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
What's up, Jeff?
What's up, fellas? How's your evening going?
Oh, just fantastic, man.
That was a great show you did the other day. I was listening while I was driving. You and Dawn.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. We work well together.
Yeah, it was a good show.
It was fun. I don't do that enough, and I'm very primitive when it comes to streaming. I don't have like StreamYard or anything. I just kind of did it from the YouTube link.
I've never used it.
Yeah. I've never done it like that.
It's very primitive. It's very, you can't like screen share.
No, it's just real simple. Just a
and do a lot. Yeah, it's just a one-on-one live, and it worked for the purposes that we did it. But when you want to share visuals, it's not very good.
Well, I always spell Israel with a Z. Yes, that's what I do.
You always spell it with a Z. Absolutely.
All right, guys, I gotta run. It's midnight.
It's not real. All
I
right,
gotta
see
be
you
up
later,
early.
man.
Good
Thanks
to
for
see you
coming
guys.
out, buddy.
I'll be lurking a little bit for a little while.
Oh damn! All right, D-man.
We'll see you guys later.
Later, man.
You're gonna tag me in?
Yeah, ting ding.
Ding ding. Okay.
One anti-Semite checks out and one checks in.
That's it, right?
Don't be antiseptic, man. I'm done.
Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, man. It's I'm lost here. I lost my shit, what I had earlier.
Now he's going into Muslim. Now, no, I don't want to be a Muslim. I don't want to be.
What is this binary thinking you have, dude?
Don't get
What
it.
do you want? I don't care. I don't care. Just stay out of my fucking life. I don't give a shit if you're a Muslim or whatever you want to do. If you want to worship the great fucking pumpkin, I don't care. Okay? Stay out of my fucking life.
Dude, that's how I feel like on my other social medias, right? I have a new policy where if I see them, you know what I mean by them, if I see them viewing my Instagram stories or commenting on my posts, I don't engage. I just block them immediately because nothing good. Nothing. I don't have time for it. It's not good for my mental health. It's a waste of time. And all they're going to do, they're the ones who report things. So it's best to just to preserve your social media from being banned. It's best to just block them. So I have a new policy, and I know how to identify them. You know, so I identify them and then I eliminate them.
That's what you got to do, man. That's what you got to do.
That's what the great painter did. I mean, it's a good strategy.
Yeah, I don't fuck with them a whole lot either. You know, that's all they want to do is destroy. They're destroyers. That's what they're here for.
And they act like globe earthers, where it's like they find you, and then they lurk and watch what you're doing, even though they don't like you and they don't agree with you. They're still there, and it's like that's so weird. I don't do that. I don't go on Globe Earth YouTube channels. I don't go on Jewish Instagram pages and start fights in the comment sections. But but they do it to us. It's like, why can't we just do our thing and you do your thing?
I don't think they have a thing that they're making you your thing and their thing.
You're their thing. See,
Yeah.
that's the whole. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I don't go to the basements of your synagogues and watch you make sacrifices. So don't come on my Instagram channel and spew hatred, because really the hatred comes from them when you really think about it. They they're so hateful. They just can't let people just have their own beliefs.
Yeah. Something like 110.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is fucked up.
Can I get 111?
Yes.
You guys want to see something fucking crazy?
Always.
This is a great This is a great prank. They did this with this little baby stroller. This would freak you out. I know it would freak me out. Watch this.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
That's fucking horrible, isn't it?
That was ugly, yeah. Bob, yeah, you'll meet it. He's just not even put anything of value in the chat. He can't even spell properly.
Who's that?
Your friend out here. You mean to time him out?
Yeah, I gave him about 5 or 10 minutes. Yeah, let him cool his fucking jets for a few minutes. He's flipping out because of here's a tour of Auschwitz.
Oh.
Maybe that'll calm him down. Maybe that'll calm him down a little bit.
You are now entering the staging area. This would have been where the prisoners were told to undress prior to showering. The Nazis wanted to make sure that everyone was clean and showered prior to gassing them to death. Moving forward, we are now at the entrance of the gas chamber. Please take note of the wooden door in front of you. You will find that this is the only gas chamber in existence to ever use a wooden door. As we enter the chamber, direct your eyes to the left wall. If you look carefully, you will see actual scratch marks in the concrete where the prisoners tried to claw their way to freedom through the wall. Even though fingernails cannot possibly scratch concrete according to the Mohs scale of hardness, this obviously does not apply to Jewish fingernails. Above your head, you will see numerous hatches that were constructed after the liberation of the camp. Zyklon B, a popular pesticide of the day that was used primarily to combat lice, was the gassing agent dropped into the chamber from above. As we make our way through the door to the left, we now enter the crematorium used to dispose of the bodies. What would take all other crematoriums 46 years to dispose of 6 million bodies, the Nazis managed to do it in 6. That being said, both the crematorium and gas chambers were destroyed in 1944, and nothing you've seen today on this tour was actually constructed by Nazis. However, we promise it's historically accurate. That concludes our tour for today. We thank you for joining us here at Auschwitz.
I love the dry sarcasm.
Yeah. Yeah. See, they all lie. Watch this dude. Watch his eyes. Here's a Mark Kelly motherfucker. Watch this. Watch his eyes. They're liars. Watch his eyes. He's not even looking at this thing.
That water's quite elastic, isn't it? Yeah.
He's just holding those there. He don't know because that ball's not really there.
No.
Yeah, that ball's not really there. Yeah.
It's a ball of water.
And people believe it. I saw it on the video. I've seen it. I've seen it on TV. They showed us. Why would they lie? Why would they lie? These people ask of a fucking institution that does nothing but goddamn lie. Holy shit. What a dumbass question. Because that's what they fucking do, man. Deceiving you seems to be like the nature of their game, should I say? Pleased to meet you.
You making a Stones reference?
Yes, I was. Sympathy for the Devil. What a song. There's good old Scott Ritter. Let's hear what he got to say.
Winners dictate outcomes. Losers, are the ones who have to adhere to the dictation. Iran did not lose this war. The United States lost this war. We don't get to dictate any outcomes because we have no leverage at all, economic or military or political, that can compel Iran to do our bidding. What we're seeing right here is political theater by literally an insane man. Donald Trump suffers from malignant narcissistic personality disorder. He operates as a cult of personality, not as a president. He believes in erecting golden idols to himself and having religious figures, vector their prayers through him to God. In the Old Testament, he'd have been smitten, smote. Today, he should just be ignored, but he can't because he's the president of the United States. Iran will not allow anything to happen that they don't want to happen. And Iran has made its position very clear. There's some negotiating room on nuclear, for instance. Iran has shown great flexibility to agree to practical terms, but they're not going to allow Donald Trump to get a face-saving mechanism of the United States. The idea of United States troops landing on Iranian soil to take custody of the Iranian 60% enrichment is, you'd literally have to be high on cocaine or insane. I don't think the president's snorting cocaine, so
I do. In answer to Dim over here, why does the water go down the faucet? Water doesn't go down faucets. Water comes out of faucets and goes down drains. But I get what you're saying. Why does it go the opposite way in Australia? It doesn't.
Go with insane. It just isn't going to happen. There's literally no scenario in the world where that will happen. Likewise, the idea that Iran isn't going to retain control over the Strait of Hormuz. That's their nuclear weapon. And Trump wants them to give it up. They're not going to. They've already worked out an agreement with Oman, and the world has pretty much agreed to do it. Everybody in the world except the United States and Israel. Now, your question about what Israel, we know that the phone's ringing off the hook. We know that Donald Trump's getting a lot of pressure. But let me just boil it down as simplistic as possible. In 1992, Bill Clinton was campaigning against George Herbert Walker Bush, the man who just won Desert Storm, one of the greatest foreign policy presidents of our time. And he was trying to say that he has a better foreign policy than Bush. He's out there talking about it. And James Carville came up and put a sticky note on the door of the war room and said, "It's the economy, stupid." Meaning, stop talking about this stuff. The only thing the American people care about come election time is how much money's in their wallet. And if the average American is like me right now, they open up their wallet and they get $1 little, and that's it. And you don't get to buy much gas with $1 little when the price of gas is going through the roof. It's the economy, stupid. And that's what's driving President Trump's decision. And no amount of phone calls from Israel is going to change that.
Nope, not one bit. Yeah, that's a common misconception that no, you did not see it personally. Water goes down the drain, however it's been introduced to the basin. There's nothing's moving, man. The earth is stationary, dude. But if you think that, hold on, wait a second. If you truly think that ridiculous nonsense, when there would be no reason for it, even if you were on a globe, that's your choice, and you feel free to believe that old nonsense if you want. I'm not going to argue with you about it. Everybody here knows for a fact that water does not go down the drain the opposite direction because you're in a different location.
Well, he saw it on The Simpsons.
He did?
That's where that comes from, believe it or not. That's why people think that's a fact. Because it was like a scene on The Simpsons.
It goes way back further than The Simpsons.
Yeah. They do it down at the equator. That's what
they do this little trick with a fucking wash tub. and it has a drain in it, and it's all just the way that the water's been introduced to the fucking
which side of the pond is poured in. Yeah.
Doesn't have nothing to do with where you're at in the world. It's
when I drain my sinks at work, I can actually change the direction by just moving the water the opposite way. It'll go down the drain the other way around.
watch carefully. Watch my thumb. Oh, look at there. Oh my God. See there? Look at that.
So wives still.
Really, of course it's an old wives' tale. Why do our old wives always making up stories? I don't get it. What does this say?
When you practice to deceive.
Planet all over the world and they control your country. What are they talking about? I have an idea. Let's see. See if I was right.
This story has multiple layers of shock. It almost has the makings of every single one of your nightmares. This is Ori Solomon here on the screen. Ori Solomon is an Israeli. He was arrested for operating a biolab in Las Vegas and another one in Reedley, California. These labs contained HIV, malaria, tuberculosis, COVID-19, Dengue fever, and Ebola, potentially. That's what was on the labels. And over 1,000 samples of unknown liquids were found. 1,000 mice were believed to be genetically engineered test subjects. So we don't really fully know exactly what these labs were doing, but what's also shocking is this is Sigal Chattah, and she is an Israeli-born U.S. judge, and she is the one who let Ori Solomon basically go. I mean, this is insane. He was facing 10 years in jail with the original federal charge, but she dropped the charge, and now he's facing a $1,000 fine and maybe 10 days in jail. Basically, he's able to go back to Israel. But she's significant because she's connected to this guy, if you remember him. This is Tom Alexandrovich, and he was the Israeli that was caught during a sting operation. He was caught chatting up teenage girls trying to meet up with them, and that's when an undercover cop got him as part of a sting operation. He was subsequently let go. He's now in Israel a free man. He works for Netanyahu's office. Sigal Chattah is the federal judge that people say that she let him go. It was a federal charge that these men were facing, and her as the federal judge said, yeah, you know what? We don't want to deal with it. Let's just go ahead and leave it to the state, knowing that state protocol was that they would not take the passport. And instead, Tom Alexandrovich was let out, and he's sitting pretty in Israel. We've got an Israeli-born judge letting out Israeli criminals that are potentially extremely dangerous, the ones that we don't want let out into society. This is a cluster of a story, and it is quite scary. Who's in charge here? What is going on here? Where are the adults? Where are the adults in this country?
Make you wonder, man, what the fuck, dude? Oh, never mind. We go from a 10-year thing to a slap on the wrist and go ahead and go to Israel. Huh, okay.
Vacation.
Why not?
Now, when I was younger, there were a group of folks that always said that make sure they're older than 17. It was always touted because it's jail bait.
What is this guy called APAC? And he said he's asking him to put a goy on.
How come? What the thing is with the age? Like, why can't you converse with people your own age, your own mentality? I don't get it.
What are you talking about?
When it comes to sexual relationships, I mean, why can't people actually have adult relationships with people their own age? Why do they got to revert to underage? I guess it's a power thing. It's weird, I think, with all this Epstein stuff and everything else. Why do they target young children instead of if you need some kind of gratification in your life sexually, why can't you converse with adults your own age?
Maybe they're not as well. They can fight back better.
Oh, okay.
See, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it.
I don't know, man.
Hello, and thank you for reaching out to the American Israel Public Affairs Committee. Please listen to the following menu options to best assist you. If you would like to make a donation, have questions regarding your account or membership, please press 1. For candidate endorsements or APAC.
American Israel Public Affairs Committee, this is Noah. How can I direct your call?
Hey, I just had a couple questions about everything that's been going on. Do you have a moment to talk?
What department do you need?
Put a goy on.
Put a goy on.
Put a goy on.
I'm already speaking with one. Have a good day.
Put a goy on.
I'm already speaking with one, he says. They're such nice people.
Oh yeah.
It's funny. His voice sounded Jewish. It's like a Jewish guy answering the phone over at APAC. He's like, "What department do you want?" The complaint department.
Yeah, give me the complaint department. There we go. The Hodge twins and Pastor Magi discuss Judaism and their view on Gentiles. The God of Judaism is Satan.
Huh.
Facts.
Well, first of all, the God of Judaism is Satan.
Right
Okay,
off.
let's just
Satan.
let's just address that right off the bat. Okay. I mean, Jesus said in Revelation 2:9 and 3:9, they would say they're Jews and are not, but are of the synagogue of Satan.
Right.
I mean, you can't get more clear than that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not referring to Christians because Christians don't go to synagogues.
Right.
Right. We go to churches.
Right.
A synagogue is a gathering of Jews. Okay. Furthermore, Jesus Christ said in John 8:44, ye, when addressing the Pharisees, who are the constructors of Judaism, modern day Judaism, he said, ye are of your father the devil. The lust of your father will you do. He was a murderer from the beginning, abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. So he's basically saying that Satan is their father. If they adhere to Judaism, then they're worshiping Satan. That's a fact. I forgot, what was the question you asked me?
Shit, I forgot. As soon as you told me there was as soon as you told me Jews are Satan worship, I just lost my shit. Right? I was like,
oh, Messiah.
Yeah,
Okay,
who's the Messiah?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go. There you go.
yeah.
Okay, so Satan is the god of Judaism, and so Satan's Messiah, the one who's being sent forth to the Jews, will also be a Jew. Okay, and so I do believe that the end times Antichrist will be a Jew. That's a fact. And I don't know why people balk at that. Jesus said, if another come in his own name, him ye will receive. Well, if he's talking to Jews, there's only one person that Jews will receive, and that's another Jew. They, view the Gentiles as goyim. They're unclean. They will never follow a Gentile. They'll use Gentiles. They'll abuse Gentiles for their purpose, but they will never, support an actual Gentile to lead over them. It's not going to happen.
That term goyim, is that the N word for non-Jews?
My goyim.
It is.
Goyim, please.
That's what I do that all the time. Like, come on. Oh, my goy. What's up, my goy?
Yeah.
Goyim with attitude.
Yeah, I remember when I was growing up, Henry Kissinger was considered the Antichrist for some reason. I don't know why. I heard that a lot.
He just was an evil, because he just had a very evil look and sound of his voice. And he was a Jew.
Yes.
I'm looking for something here. Oh, the dams. Yeah, that's a good one too. That's just too long. Where am I at anyways? Oh, okay.
And it's like, they're not talking about any kind of Christians in Revelation 2:9-3:9. Not just because we don't go to synagogues, but we don't call ourselves Jews. The verse says those who call themselves Jews but are not. Christians don't call themselves Jews.
No, and Christian isn't a race.
No,
right? So, did you see that night? I asked that guy. I says, "Well, is it a race or a religion?" He said it's both, and I said, "How can it fucking be both?"
Oh, you're talking about North? Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about? How can it be both? Is there a Buddhist race? Is there a fucking Christian race? Is there come on, man, what the fuck are you talking about?" Then he started going in about they from Judea, and I said, "Well, if that's the case, then why do they not have any of the same characteristics as the people that have lived there for thousands of years? The Syrians and Palestinians and the Jordanians, the Egyptians and shit. They all have those same features. They have Semitic features. Why do you not have Semitic features if you're from there? What the fuck?
Because they're not from there.
That's exactly right. So what race are you claiming to be, actually? It can't be a race from there because nobody's ever found that race there until they move there. So what race is that? It's bullshit.
The bullshit race. There you go.
What is this? Donald Trump is crashing out after you. I don't care. Let's see what he's got on this. I don't know what this is. I don't know who this guy is, but fuck it. We're having fun, man. No, smoking bongs and
Donald Trump is crashing out as his weekend has been ruined after a nightmare of a Friday. Now, if you missed it, Donald Trump lost 2 major court cases. First, a federal judge ruled that his name must come off the Kennedy Center and that he has to reopen the Kennedy Center. And Donald Trump immediately responded, crying that if he can't have his name on the building, he doesn't want anything to do with it and wants Congress to take over completely the renovations and everything else. But after that, Donald Trump lost a second case in which a judge ruled that his case, his lawsuit against the IRS, has to be reopened so they can investigate whether or not he and the DOJ committed fraud upon the American people, settling for that $1.8 billion slush fund. And that came after multiple acts dropped out of his Great American Fair after learning they didn't sign on with a bipartisan group, they signed on with a Trump group. This day could not have gone worse for Donald Trump, and he is crashing out right now on social media. You can bet his weekend will be filled with tears.
Maybe I should sign up with Truth. So whatever you call that thing. I don't know.
Is Deborah out there? Is Deborah out there? Is she in the audience?
I didn't see her.
She's got Truth Social.
Oh boy. Anything that's called Truth Social, you just gotta go, wait a minute, are they lying? I don't know. That would be my first conclusion. Like that. If you paint something red, call it black.
Listen, it's all gaslighting. Every fucking thing they do.
Mm-hmm.
Everything they do, they gaslight the fuck out of you. Yeah, now they're wanting to. Did you hear about this one, Jeff? That they want to merge the U.S. and Israeli militaries?
They do?
Yeah.
Well, they're not going to be able to do it by
started a few.
Sorry.
I was saying how they were trying to American Jews who go to Israel and serve in the IDF, but haven't served in the American military. They wanted all the same veterans' rights and benefits, as if they are actual veterans, as if that counts. So it kind of started with that, and victims of October 7th were trying to get access to the 9/11 victims compensation fund. They said, well, we deserve compensation too because we were in Israel on October 7th. Has nothing to do with the 9/11 victims fund, but they were trying to get their fucking hands on it.
Oh yeah.
I think that the parallel should be called concentrics, but yeah, I guess so. Elder Bear, why do you ask?
Because at Elder Square there is a troll, and he doesn't have anything better to do on his nights except troll me.
He's sitting there. He follows you around. He's not wearing pants either. He's
I don't know it, man.
Touching himself improperly, following you around.
That's a crying shame. Yeah. And well, if they get some off, man.
Oh, Deborah said she's gonna check. She'll be right back. She's gonna check the Truth Social, see if he's crashing out.
Please pay attention to this, folks. The pro-Israel forces in Congress are trying to merge the U.S. and Israeli militaries. I'm not kidding. Yes. While the American public is against sending billions of dollars to Israel, Israel and its supporters in Washington have found a new, far more insidious way to deepen U.S. support for the Israeli military. They're shifting away from that unpopular aid to military integration. Tucked inside the National Defense Authorization Act, which is the massive annual bill that funds and sets policies for the Pentagon, is something called Section 224, the United States-Israel Defense Technology Cooperation Initiative. It sounds harmless, but it's not. This provision would dramatically expand military integration between the United States and Israel, going far beyond the $200 billion in military aid the U.S. has already provided since 1948. Here's all the things it would promote: joint weapons development, co-production, technology sharing, AI cooperation, cyber operations, autonomous weapon systems, biotechnology, quantum computing, and even network integration and data fusion. At a time when Israel is continuing its rampage in Gaza, the West Bank, Lebanon, and has pushed the U.S. into this disastrous war in Iran, Congress is proposing to bind our military even closer to Israel's. That's right. Section 224 would move the Israeli relationship away from the little public scrutiny there is in Congress into the opaque world of military contracts and weapons purchases. It would make it harder for Congress and us, the public, to hold anyone accountable. That's why we need to let Congress know we are watching, and they must reject Section 224. And more important, cut ties to the Israeli military altogether. No joint weapons projects, no intelligence fusion, no military industrial merger. None.
I like Code Pink so far.
Well, I don't like any groups.
Yeah, I get you.
I don't. I'm down with groups and isms. You know, I don't like any of them. That's where
get
you
a
start
map.
running into problems.
Tell Elder Bear to get a map and draw a circle on it and tell me how spherical the circle is.
What a dumbass. I know. Yeah, it's concentric to what? To one another, stupid? Good God. God.
We'll get an elevation profile and draw a circle on it. And it's a sphere. Measure the gravity when we're at.
Yeah, right. Look at that. Show me a picture of gravity.
Well, it's actually an acceleration at 9.8 meters per second squared.
Oh, okay. So it's a number.
Oh, yeah.
See, that's how you get them with that stupid shit with the buoyancy. Oh, look, there's a G in there. Uh-huh. What does that G represent?
Gumball.
Well, it's a 9.8 meters per second squared. Well, actually, it's weight, but okay. But here's the problem, see? A block of wood, 1 foot cube,
okay,
and a block of the same size of iron, both have that same acceleration, right?
Yeah.
One will float, the other one won't. So how's that 9.88 meters per second squared? How does that help you? Oh, take it a little further. You find out, oh, you're calculating the weight. Well, you could have just weighed the fucking thing, but you know, okay. Why even the G? Well, because the weight's caused by gravity. Can you prove that? No.
So an azimuth would have circular lines on it, not straight lines on it. You come from a center point and you work your way out, right?
Yeah, like on this compass right here, which just happens to have the azimuths in degrees. That's what this whole thing is for sighting.
You know, I got one just like that. So it works good.
You often go to different websites and just ask random stupid fucking questions, Elder Bear? Do you usually go to different places, just ask stupid random fucking questions while you touch yourself dreaming about fucking Roger?
Was that your phone?
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. No, I was trying to say something stupid.
Okay. I was going to say his real love is Nathan Oakley. He's really in love with him. So that's his first true love. I don't know why, but
oh God. It says here Trump bought up to $50,000 in UFC stock right before heavily promoting this massive UFC event on the White House lawn.
He still doesn't understand level neither.
No, that's his problem. That's his fucking problem, you know?
Yeah.
I'd like to know what is it that he could possibly do that would contribute anything to society or mankind at all.
I don't even think he uses these measurements at all, neither.
He doesn't know shit. God damn. Well, are you denying that the fucking compass dial is round, you stupid fuck? Man, go drink your heavily fluoridated water, Elder Bear. Jesus Christ. You people over there are worse than Americans, man. You really are. You're even dumber than Americans are.
The other tools that you use to find level with and find your azimuth, they're like sextants and stuff like that, quadrants. Yeah, they use horizontal as a reference, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
They got a horizon mirror on this.
How is any of that even an argument? They still have not proven. See, this is the thing. They have not proven a globe. They go you on the defense, always for the observation. Here's how it works there, fucktard Elder Bear. You have the burden of proof, shitbird. And until you can actually prove that water will behave in a manner consistent with your globe Earth belief, or you can successfully demonstrate a specific volume of gases without physical containment, you shut the fuck up. Okay? Just shut the fuck up. You're pissing me off. I'm about to fucking time you out myself.
Wouldn't be the first time tonight.
There's something interesting. This guy, poor kid. If I saw him on the beach, I'd go, that guy's got like sailboat fuel for brains, right? But he's all right.
Can you guess what happens when you apply electricity and magnetism to mercury? It actually causes the mercury to spin. And because of its spinning, it creates a vortex, and then it emanates its own electromagnetic torus field. Now, you can also do some pretty crazy things with mercury. Did you know that you could venture out into the woods of Siberia and attach mercury to an antenna, and then you can transmit and receive information from the electromagnetic field so that you can watch SpongeBob on the television in the middle of Siberia? Isn't that insane? Now, this makes you wonder why Mercury is called the messenger of the gods in Greek mythology. Or have you seen that movie X-Men? You know, Quicksilver, how he's moving super, super fast and running around and saving everyone? Well, Quicksilver is another name for Mercury. Because here's the thing, you can instantaneously connect with the higher realms of consciousness, aka the electromagnetic torus field, with the metal mercury. It's symbolic, but it's also literal. This is why Mercury is always depicted with two snakes coiling up a staff. Do you know what that means? That's electricity and magnetism creating an electromagnetic vortex coiling. Oh, and guess what? If you were in 1900 and you didn't want to spin the lights on a lighthouse 24/7, you would put mercury there and suspend the light in mercury so that it would spin 24/7. This makes you think about all of the old world technology. And did you know that mercury actually amalgamates with other metals? So my theory is that all of the animal hybrid statues are actually symbolic for amalgamations of different metals, each having their own unique property and being used in the old world tech that has been destroyed and repurposed. I made this video for entertainment purposes only. I made everything up.
Oh, you did. I think he's kind of sharp. Yeah, that would make sense with the animals too, especially like the way they place those in front of certain buildings too.
Yeah, golden
marker.
It makes a griffin. Oh, here's one of Donald Trump's things. Said U.S. military unable to find single Iranian mine in the Hormuz from NBC. Despite nonstop searches of critical waterway, U.S. military has not definitively identified any mines. Trump puts out, Iran, with the help of the USA, has removed or is removing all sea mines. And they've already been out reported, and he put this out.
Talk about rocking the boat.
Well, it's a lie.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he can't help himself. God, yeah.
Where's that girl that plays Donald's mother in those skits? Now, Donnie, quit lying, Donnie. We warned you about that.
No shit, man. No shit. What did I got here? Oh, look, this guy, Michael Rappaport. That's one of Jeff's favorite people.
Is it?
I don't think you could be any more unlikable than that freaking guy.
Oh, you don't like Michael Rappaport?
See, that's an adult store. LGBTQ and everything under the sun. That's allowed. That's freedom. You think they got sex stores? Gaza?
All right, this is one of them sex stores. It's an adult store. You see that? LGBTQ plus. That's actual freedom. You think they had sex stores in Dachau? You think Anne Frank was clapping those cheeks, shaking for shekels? I don't think so. No.
Google sex shop in Gaza. Your phone will break. Your phone will break. It'll disconnect. You might break your phone if you Google LGBTQ in Gaza.
Google Anne Frank gets her cheeks clapped. You tell me what you find. Your fucking phone might blow up. Your fucking phone will just blow up. You fucking just blow up. Do you think that if your Auntie Leibowitz was in an emergency and she had to get a vibrating butt plug in Auschwitz that she would have been able to get that? Google Anne Frank shakes her titties for shekels. Your fucking phone will blow up. I mean, do you really believe they had dudes on dudes sucking each other off, doing all kinds of gay shit in Auschwitz? No. They couldn't taste that kind of freedom. You really think that Buchenwald was a butt sex bastion of freedom? Google Auschwitz butt plug.
It's like he's bragging about the things that like,
right?
Hey, he's like, do you think they have sexual deviancy in Gaza? Like, I bet you they don't have Pornhub and usury in Gaza.
Right.
Does usury and Pornhub go hand in hand for some reason?
It was just two things that I know come from Jews. That was the first thing my mind. It was the first thing my mind came up with.
Hey, look here. He got timed out for 30 minutes. Poor guy. In case Elder Bear is still watching, though, he may be interested in knowing how a compass works.
Well, yeah. They have a magnetic preference, don't they?
Yeah, but they don't have free abortions in Gaza.
Yeah, right.
All I'm offering is the truth.
Now, in order to understand this, first you have to understand how magnetism works. For example, right now, this compass is pointing to the true North Pole. But let's see what happens to the needle on the compass when I alter the magnetic field. Bam! That's the same thing the North Pole does. It automatically pulls that needle to it. So now this magnet is our North Pole. Now I've already magnetized the center of this flat Earth map by placing a magnet in the center of it, which will automatically pull the needle of the compass to the center of the map, which will be the North Pole. Now let me show you one more time how the needle of the compass is pointing to the real true North Pole right now. But watch when I drop it to a smaller scale. Watch where the needle automatically points to. The center of the flat Earth map, the North Pole. Now let's watch as we go east around the flat Earth map. Notice the E stays in the direction that we're moving the compass, which is east, and the needle stays fixed on the North Pole. Now let's show you an example of a flight right here. Let's say we're going from Dubai to Asia. Okay, now let's do a flight from Asia to California. Okay, now let's go from California to Europe. Now you notice how the compass pointed east all the way around the flat disk Earth to each one of those destinations? That's because the magnetic North Pole will always be pulling the needle of that compass to the center of the map. So no matter where you go, no matter which country you're in, like right here, here's the United States. This over here is the east. This is the west. The sun comes up on the eastern coast and sets on the west coast. Well, let's move the compass over here. East coast, west coast. The north is always going to be north, no matter which one of these countries you're in. As you can see here, the north is always going to be north, and east is always going to be east. South is always going to be the same south that you've always known it as, and west is always going to be west, no matter which one of these countries you're in, because your compass will always point to the magnetic pole. You have two sides to a magnet, and one's called the North Pole, which is the pull side, and one side of the magnet is called the South Pole, which is the push side, also known as the positive and negative. Now let me help you understand that real quick. As you can see here, we have a bar magnet. You break that bar magnet in half, each individual piece will have its own north and south pole. Now let's read along. It is impossible to make magnetic monopoles from a bar magnet. If a bar magnet is cut in half, it is not the case. That one half has the North Pole and the other half has the South Pole. Instead, each piece has its own north and south poles. A magnetic monopole cannot be created from normal matter, such as atoms and electrons, but would instead be a new elementary particle. Now, that alone proves the Big Bang Theory to be a bunch of bullcrap, but we'll save that for another video. Anyways, so if this compass is always pointing north, where's south always pointing? To the ice wall. To the ice wall. Now, what's south of all of these countries on a globe? The Antarctica, right? So when people think, all these countries think the Antarctica's under them, but it's not. It's the ice wall. That's why it pulls to the south. The outer ring is the pull side or the push side of the magnet. So the ice wall is south, always. Now, doesn't that make sense to you? The ice wall is south, no matter where you go on the flat Earth. And the North Pole is always going to be in the north. And you can only travel around the world going east, which is this way, or west. Now check out the compass. Where's it pointing to when we're going this way? West, right? All the way around, it's pointing west. And you can look it up yourself. We can only circumnavigate the Earth from east to west. Nobody ever in history has ever circumnavigated the Earth north to south, which means if you start here in the North Pole, you cannot circumnavigate around back to the North Pole by flying over the south, because there is no South Pole.
It's cold out here.
Yeah, it is. It's like the South Pole.
It's like the deep South Pole, if there was one. There isn't, though.
They don't want you to know that. So that's why it's called no-fly zones, and you're not allowed to circumnavigate over what they call Antarctica, which is not really Antarctica. It's an ice wall, and it ends there. And that's why they banned you from flying over it, because you'll know once you get there, you can't fly over it. I mean, it's really, really common sense. So just in case we have some Glovers that say, oh, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Well, as you can see here, check it out. Since the North Pole and Antarctica are covered in ice and guarded no-fly zones, no ships or planes have ever been known to circumnavigate the Earth in north to south directions. Okay, now pay attention as we turn the flat Earth map into a globe. Pay attention to the continents. They are still positioned north, east, west, and south. And take a look at the ice wall. What's it become when you turn it into a ball? It becomes the Antarctica. And if you'll notice, it's south of all the continents, just like the ice wall is south of all the continents on the flat Earth map. and therefore you cannot tell the difference. The only reason that you believe what you believe is because that's what you have been taught to believe without questioning it. Now, this is not something new. You know, everyone has known this for 5,000 years, all ancient civilizations, all the way up. I mean, this map is 1892. It says scientifically and practically correct. This is not something new. This has always been like this. And then the last 100 years, with these fake government agencies, especially NASA in the last 50 years, has convinced you otherwise. Now look, even the ice wall itself is named all the way around it. Now all of a sudden that we live on a globe, all those places are gone, they don't exist anymore. Well, how did they exist in 1892, but they don't exist now? And as you can see right here on the map, it says Antarctic Circle. It doesn't say Antarctic continent because it's a circle of ice that surrounds the Earth and holds all of the oceans in. So, anyways, that's how the compass works on a flat Earth. Everyone, thanks for watching, and God bless.
So you realize that most globe earthers don't understand that east and west are circles?
I know.
They think that east and west are straight lines. And even on a globe, east and west are circles.
Yeah.
Unless you are on the equator on a globe, you would feel like you were walking straight because you're making a right angle to the North Pole. But other than that, anywhere else you are on the globe, east and west are circles, and they don't realize that. They think they're straight lines.
Yeah.
The Elder Bear thinks the same thing. He really does. He's even said that.
That's why he was asking about concentric, because I said the parallels are actually concentric, you know, the latitudes.
Yeah.
Concentric to what? To each other, stupid. What do you think concentric means? Jesus Christ.
It's the world of Bevtard. You got to go there one day.
Damn.
It's because all the longitudes, right, intersect at the North Pole.
Right.
But all the latitudes are concentric circles.
Yep.
They don't work the same longitude and latitude.
And he doesn't know what perspective is too on top of that.
Oh my God. You get these people, I ask them all the time, and they'll say, well, look, here's why a sunset's impossible on a flat earth. I'm like, well, dude, first off, that's grossly out of scale. Secondly, you're showing two-dimensional third-person perspective. Euclidean two-dimensional geometry from a third-person perspective to describe first-person perspective. What the fuck is wrong with your mind?
Yeah, it doesn't include the convergence that we see.
Yeah.
So you can make a side view from a third observer, but you have to understand how the floor and the ceiling converge at the horizon.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, I got one more.
One more, that's it?
One more. About the small hats. You're careful now.
Everybody's looking to Trump to see what's going to happen with this war with Iran. Like he's making the fucking decisions. Trump isn't making the decisions. Why are we looking to him to see what's going to happen when we all know it's BB Satan Yahoo that's been calling the shots since day one? Joe Kent told us all about it. What does BB Satan Yahoo want? Full regime change. Iran completely destroyed. He said it time and time again, right? Just believe him when he says it. The whole rest of the Israeli government, many other officials, some of them are calling for nuclear weapons to be used. Jonathan Pollard, that fucking spying ass criminal motherfucker, that Jewish dude is the one who was convicted of stealing our nuclear secrets, giving them to Israel, who then in turn sold them to the Soviet Union, our fucking enemy at the time, right? And Jonathan Pollard was in prison, and then Trump pardoned him and released him. And fucking Mike Huckabee beat his little fucking wiener because they're best buddies. Jonathan Pollard is now running for office in Israel right now, and he says that they should just nuke Iran. Jonathan Pollard openly admits all the time in interviews that Israel has nuclear weapons and they should fucking use them. This is what the rest of the Israeli government is fucking thinking. It's not just Bibi Netanyahu. So, like, thinking that Trump's going to be allowed to fucking accept a ceasefire, I don't know in what world. I don't know in what world that is going to possibly happen. And, you know, it can't be that they just bought Trump, right? Because fucking he doesn't need to run again, so he doesn't need any more donor money. He shouldn't be upset about fucking losing donor money. So it has to be the fear of getting fucking Charlie Kirked by Bibi Netanyahu, because, you know, who do you think keeps fucking sending all these motherfuckers? You think the deep state is Mossad, right? And now they're putting it right out in the open, because in the Defense Authorization Act, they have a provision in there to join the IDF and the American military. They're going to integrate the IDF into our military. That is beyond the pale. That does not ever happen. You do not do that shit. That is fucking treasonous actions right there. And this isn't left or right. It's both sides of both the Democrats and the Republicans, both bought by AIPAC and Israel. Have you not noticed that there are no Democrats out there saying that we got to end this war with Iran? Donald Trump, he's an evil warmonger. Not a single fucking one of them. Not a single fucking Democrat. Not a single fucking Republican. That is just like Corona. Both sides of the crooked bird are singing the same fucking song. That's how you know it's fucking evil as shit. Who fucking even came up? The tiny hats were in control of Corona too. Look at everybody that was making decisions through the WEF and the WHO. All wore tiny hats. That's correct. Yeah, fucking that goddamn criminal ass Bill Gates motherfucker. He might be the only one. I bet you he fucking converted. He's definitely in the fucking club though, because he's, you know, with Epstein. Epstein also connected straight to Israel. Time, everything always comes back to this. All the corruption, all of our problems. I don't know how this continues any farther. American people are waking up. We're all aware of it. This is destroying our economy. So Donald Trump is either going to drive the American economy straight into the ground. Chevron came out today. The CEO of Chevron came out today and he said, you know why the price of gas fell? Is because Trump started selling our strategic oil reserves, which are giant underground caverns that we have pumped full of oil after the fucking 73 oil crisis where there was no gas at the pumps. The CEO of Chevron says that is what we are approaching. 45 days, he says. If this shit is not fixed like right now, and he's like, that it's just going to come quicker too. But Trump sold the strategic oil reserves onto the market at a huge loss to drop the price of oil and drop the price of gas. But we are running out. We have 45 days left. So Trump is either going to fucking stand with Israel or he's going to stand with the American people, because the economy is already more damaged than even Corona did. The effects that are coming this summer that you all will see and feel in the rising prices that have just started because of the price of gas goes up, and now all the movement of everything else goes up. Cheap energy is the lifeblood of every economy, and we are being choked the fuck out. Donald Trump has sacrificed our economy on the altar of Baal to the synagogue of Satan, these corrupt pedo motherfuckers. Yep. But I'll tell you this, the silver lining here is everybody fucking knows it. Full mask down, it's everywhere that they are trying to join the IDF into our country. Everybody knows this is an occupied nation. So now we just have to figure out what we collectively would like to do about this, because the Constitution very plainly states what we're supposed to do about this. Time to water the tree, everybody. Good luck to you all. I'll see you in the trenches. Long live the Republic.
Wow. You still, yeah.
Well, yeah, this thing about merging the military together, get the fuck out of here with that. That's against the Constitution completely.
Absolutely. Nowhere in the Constitution does it say, hey, we're going to get together with everybody else in the world and worry about them, take care of them.
I mean,
we're a sovereign nation.
Yeah, I mean, you think about that. Well, even opening the door for something like that with like Eisenhower as Supreme Commander of the Allied Forces, where he had command over foreign militaries. What the fuck? See, and the thing is if that had been headed up by a foreigner, the United States would not legally be allowed to do it. Because you're not supposed to follow the orders of foreign officers and shit like that. That's not how it works, man.
I got a question for you, Saab. How does FE sound like a communist party?
How does what sound like it?
FE sounds like a communist party. Your friend how dare you is back. So
FE sounds like a communist party. Well, okay.
Don't impose your flat earth stuff on me, Saab.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
I have no idea, man. It's not a political party.
Yeah, right. It's just like there are people that believe the earth is a globe and there are those that know that it's not. I'm sorry that you went through, such brainwashing. I went through it too. I was educated. It took me years to get over it. Yeah. It took me years to get over it. So yeah, you'll come through. Just realize that they did a number on you, bro. They did a fucking number on you. But hey, if I can make you believe something as ridiculous as you're a monkey on a spinny water ball hurling through a void at incomprehensible speeds in 9 or 10 different fucking directions at once, well, I can make you believe any fucking thing because all you're doing is looking at who told you, not what they told you.
The standard reply: Earth is not flat.
Yeah, well, okay, I agree. It's level.
There you
go. Right, flat's a condition. Horizontal level is a fucking orientation. Flat's a condition. A wall can be flat.
I'm looking at 4 of them now.
The ramp that was used by Evel Knievel was flat too, but it was inclined.
Yeah, that's how you watched over the canyon.
Yeah.
Or the bus, whatever he's shooting over.
Yeah. The thing is, not one of them, common sense kicks in and says, "Hey, you know what? Water can't do that. What the fuck, man? Well, gravity, mass attracts mass. No, it doesn't. That's a myth, and you believed it." Cavendish. What about Cavendish? Cavendish demonstrates movement. It doesn't prove attraction. Just because you place something and it's in the restricted radial path of a fucking object doesn't mean it was attracted to it. It just means it moved. Why would it be attracted? Where would that energy come from? You need force to move mass.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought about level now. Well, they use a datum. They get an average of sea level, and they created a flat datum to put maps on.
It don't matter. Level is a horizontal orientation, and it doesn't have curves. That's all there is to it. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. It's not even up for fucking debate. That's the dumbest shit. Level means it's only specific to a certain. Oh, shut the fuck up. Level is level is level. It's it. It's an orientation, and it's the same everywhere.
Anyway. He's just shooting off old rhetoric too.
Of course, hey, go back to 2018. It must have been your glory days. Cavendish is a type of banana. Yeah, there you go.
It is, actually.
Stop believing there's science. It's not science. That's the whole thing. Everything about the fucking globe Earth belief is pseudoscience.
That's why it doesn't prove anything either.
Yeah. It's the dumbest shit. Look, I have a long range observation, and I misinterpret that phenomenon to think that water can do things that it doesn't fucking do, and nobody's ever witnessed it doing. What a dumb shit idea that is. You wouldn't believe nobody can ever be honest on that question either. They always go, sunset. Oh, look at Ronald Tungate. Sorry, Ronald, I'm signing off, buddy. I'm getting off here right now, so I'm not bringing anybody else up. but come back next time. Probably
I'll be
tomorrow.
on in 10 minutes off. So
Yeah,
if they want to come over there, they're welcome to.
There you go. There you go. I'm sure you'll be troll heaven over there.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, Raj, thanks for coming on up tonight.
No
D-Man
problem.
was up here. Thank him for coming up. He's a good man. And Jeff was up here too. Good man. Hope you all had a good night. Hope you had enjoyed the show. Yes, I was up on the main channel, Rumble channel, and the backup channel all tonight. 3 channels all at once. And that was in case it wouldn't take to the regular channel, but I guess I'm out of the doghouse there now. So I'm
This ain't the first time, so it ain't the first
yeah, it happens, whatever. You just have to overcome, adapt, and improvise, right?
True.
That's how it
Best way
works.
to go. Mhm.
All right, buddy. Thanks for coming up, and everybody else that's out there, go over and see Roger's show. He's what's your
Perspective Rules?
Perspective Rules. That's right. Perspective Rules. Go on over there and check out his thing. He's going to be going live in a couple of minutes. You can go over there and argue with him. He likes to argue. So that'll be fun. But in the meantime, don't forget, Lord loves the working man. Don't never, ever, ever trust Whitey. See your doctor and get rid of him because he'll probably kill you. And always remember, it's better to shit in the sink than it is to sink in the shit. We'll see you next time. Sovereign Soul, Unchained Mind. Good night, everybody.